Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream. Got another panel show for you. We're joined by Paul Panov, Capone's back on the channel, Joe, and a few of the other lads have got the links. They should be joining shortly. But yeah, smash these likes up on the way in chat. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Spurs ruining my 40k party again. Did you guys know that? They ruined my 30k last year when we got beat 4-0. The day I got 30k, we got beat 4-0 off them last year. Today I got 40k subs and we just drew against them 2-2. Every time I get a fucking milestone, Spurs shit on me. It's fucking bullshit. But yeah, big up to you guys in the chat, man. Smash these likes up straight away. Get your comments in the chat. I'll bring them up on screen as we're going through. But Pulpy, first of all, you're gonna have to explain what's going on here, mate, because a lot of
I'm in disguise. Come in disguise.
You were not wearing those sunglasses before we started. This is
no. Come in disguise. Just so no. Right, so let's put it into context, right? The comments I made on X, which was criticising Kousnov for making a pretty bad challenge to get.
I might have to show. Let me show the
tweet so people can see it. So there's some.
I need to show the context because Pulpy's got absolutely cooked on Twitter, and now he's here to defend himself.
Cooking.
I just seen the photo you've just put up on Twitter, bro. Right, where is it? Where's this fucking Twitter? Where's this?
3 hours ago.
Post? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go.
The picture as well.
Here we go. Right. So explain Exhibit A, Bray.
Okay. Right. So this happened. This was literally within 5 minutes of him getting booked for a reckless challenge, right?
Okay.
That was it, right? So we can all agree that we know Kousnov is a very, very good footballer. I'm going to say that right now, yeah? Mm. However, we all do know that he has got this aggressive side to him where he loves to snap someone like it's mid-90s, doesn't he? Right?
Right. Mm.
And we know that the just doesn't wash in the Premier League anymore. And if he's going to do that, a lot of the time he's walking a tightrope where he's going to get booked for it. Yeah? We can all agree that's the way it is, right? And that might be his play style. However, in the Premier League, in this current world, that is potentially a tightrope. Now, in that game where we're doing really well, and he comes out and does a really stupid challenge. Now, whoever's responsibility it was for that to get to that point, that's one thing, but he did. Now, Kousnov is a sort of player that thrives off pace, power, being aggressive, and once he's on a yellow card, his game changes. It just does. And I don't think he has the mental maturity as a footballer yet to be able to be as aggressive to the same point all the game. I think he's genuinely walks a tightrope now. I think in that, he has to change his game, and that is a weakness for me. And I think it's something that Pep is trying to coach out of him. So when I put that tweet out, it was when it was 1-0, I think, or maybe 2 and whatever. There's a context and a time to that. Now, as the game goes on, we actually turn to shit second half, and now it's getting blown. Everyone thinks I've got an agenda against him. It wasn't. It was literally a reactive post to him saying that he needs to work on that, because eventually, if he wants to get a place in his team and he's a bit of a liability where he's getting booked for stupid tackles, and then he gets substituted or he's a risk, then he's going to get replaced, and that is literally all it meant. And I will say, if you're going on social media to abuse somebody's appearance, the looks, the weight, anything about them, that's wrong. People have done that to me, and I think it's pathetic. However, I will own an opinion. If you don't like it, that's fine, but don't abuse people, for God's sake. It's poor.
No, I hear that. No, I get that.
So
unfortunately, that's fucking social media, innit? But yeah, I agree. I agree.
An opinion all day long because I think that's fair. However, it's my opinion, and it was right at the time. And if you're going to sit there and criticize, at least understand that there is context to when I said it.
Yeah. No, I hear it, bro. For me, it's more a case of like, yeah. You know what it is for me? It's like I kind of like his aggression or Pulpy. Yeah, now,
I do. But I'm just saying,
he's getting sent off. But he's not even been sent off for the football club yet. No, but that's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't really give a shit if he gets booked.
I'll admit, though, that is once he gets booked, he has to change his game. And if he doesn't have to change his game, then nothing's gonna stop him. But if in 15 minutes he's in booked, he's not the same player for the rest of the game, is he? If he can save that booking to the 80th minute and he's had 80 minutes of being a mint player, that's what I'm alluding to. That he just needs to work on that aggression, to not lunge into stupid tackles. That's all. That's not too much to ask, and I think that benefits the whole team if he does.
Go on, Capone. What are you saying, bro?
I'm saying, like, let's say he gets a yellow card. What then changes about his game?
So I think, right, so this is just an opinion, so don't rinse me, but that Solanke goal, that one that was a foul, I think if he's not on a yellow card there, he handles that a little bit differently. And that's the sort of situation. He may not, but I think a genuine Kousnov would handle that differently if he wasn't necessarily having to be worried about overcommitting.
Can I talk about how shit that game was yet? Like, like Kousnov, Kousnov's fine. Like Kousnov was all right for the game.
I just needed to get out there because Pulpy just come in with the Pulpanov name.
Yeah,
on,
mate, that was fucking atrocious. Like, I was just like, I can't believe we've got to a point where once again, another second half shit show has just killed us like completely. The first half was like, I thought the first half was absolutely fine. Like, I came off half time, like Spurs Stadium, we could hear a fucking pin drop. Like, they had a nice bit of booing at the half time whistle because it was just so like hilariously one sided. Like, they had literally no. They had like there was nothing for Spurs to talk about in that first game. It was just so unbelievably one sided, and I just think that we've come out in the second half, and I can, given how the first half went, I'm kind of okay with the idea that we just came out and we're just like, right, we just need to see this out now. We can kill this game off because like they've got absolutely nothing and all they did was turn the heat up like 5%. And we shit ourselves, and this has been a thing that's happened like for the last month, basically. Like, teams just like turn it on a little bit more in the second half, and we just don't know how to handle it. And by we, I mean everyone on that pitch. I mean Guardiola himself. I mean it's mad. And for it to happen,
what did you think of the first half performance, Joe? Because I had a bit of a debate with some people in the chat. The chat on the watch along were quite split. I thought we played quite well in the first half. I thought the system was really well. I thought the midfield of Rodri, Bernardo, Nico G, and Cherky completely dominated it. I thought we were wasteful. Yeah, I thought Semenyo was fucking bad wasteful and Haaland was bad wasteful. But I thought the actual system, the actual fundamental system was actually quite good. Some people in the chat disagreed. Some people thought we were shit in the first half. What was your actual opinion on the first half?
I thought the first half was good. Like, I don't think, like, there wasn't really anything. Obviously, yeah, we missed a couple of chances, but like, I mean, unless a team takes every single chance that they create, like, that's gonna happen. And yeah, obviously, like, we're looking at it now after the game, thinking, well, we probably should have put one or two more of those away, and that's that's basically just every game of football that's ever been in it. But like, I think that. You know, we comfortably dominated them. They didn't really feel like there was any kind of threat coming from them at all. We handled them very well. The midfield sort of did its job. And yeah, like every sort of like minor attack that they created felt like it was pretty easily snuffed out by us. And I didn't really feel like we were in. Obviously, part of that is because Spurs are fucking diabolical, which makes this result even more like difficult to take.
Yeah.
But I think overall, we were very good in that first half. Like, but like, you know, in relative to what our recent performances have been like, it felt like we did enough to maybe go into that game, go into that half time 4 goals up, maybe 3-4 goals up, and we didn't, obviously, and now that's going to be the big talking point in it now that we didn't do it. But I just think the way we came out in that second half is like so much more of a big problem than the fact that we didn't score 4 goals in the first half. Like because it's a pattern that we're seeing, and we have been seeing basically since the turn of the year. It's just been a constant pattern of just not being able to handle teams in the second half, because whether it is a case of like everyone can't do 90 minutes because they're knackered, I don't know, or it's just a case that Pep has no idea how to respond to what opposition managers do to change things at half time or what. But we've just got a team that doesn't seem capable of seeing out 90 minutes of football.
Right. So does everybody on this panel agree, or does anyone disagree? Does everybody on this panel think that first half was decent, so that we can move on to this? Or does anybody actually think, we were shit in the first half as well? Because if everyone agrees on the first half, we can just move on to the collapse. But
we were good. We weren't great. They were really poor. We should have been 4-0 up at our time. And if that
we created chances, didn't we? And everyone
but we weren't brilliant. We didn't get our second gear.
Everyone says we don't create chances, and we created chances and didn't fucking put them in the net. So that's another discussion.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go straight to the second half then. So 2-0 up. Yeah, at a ground that obviously we won a couple of games there, but we have struggled against Spurs. I don't know what goes on in that halftime dressing room, lads, yeah? But our second half performances are mad, right? Yeah? Someone told me a stat before. I think City Extra posted it, yeah? In 2026, we played 6 Premier League games. We've not scored a single goal in the second half in the 2026 Prem game. That is fucking mad, you know. That's 300 minutes of football. If you include injury time, 5 minutes a half, yeah, that's 300 minutes, yeah, of football that we have not scored a goal. And I have no idea what happened in that second half, mate, but we absolutely fucking collapsed as a team. And people can get onto the refereeing decision, yeah? And I get that. The refereeing decision for the first goal was a madness, but you've still got Rodri on the pitch. You've still got Bernardo on the pitch. You've still got Donnarumma on the pitch. You've still got Haaland on the pitch. Experienced players that should be able to settle the team down. And we got absolutely rinsed, yeah, for 35 minutes of that second half. We got absolutely peppered. So I don't know who wants to come in, but someone explain to me what the hell happened in that second half.
Right. If you're Spurs and you're 2-0 down at half time and you stump the place out, what do you say to each other at half time? What's the manager saying to you? Please, lads, go out there, give it 5 minutes and you'll get something back in your back in the game. And on the other hand, Pep must be saying to the players, lads, all we've got to do is make sure Spurs don't come out the gates and get an early goal and give themselves something to play for. And what happens if scored within 3 minutes or whatever it was? It's mad. It's unacceptable. It really is. To me, that's even allowed to happen, let alone Spurs look like they're a brand new team. They're always going to have a goal, but we're in control. We've got experienced players on the pitch. Keep possession. Don't let them get anything. And all of a sudden, that crowd who were booing and all striking and disappeared at half time and all back and got something to fight for, and the game's changed then. It's done. We was always going to either lose or draw from there once they got that first goal back. You could just tell the mood changed.
We should have gone for the kill, man. We should have gone for the kill. And I know Joe was in my comments then saying that we should sit on a 2-goal lead, and Martin's telling me that we should sit on a 2-goal lead. There's nothing I've seen from this Manchester City side in the last 18 months, yeah, that tells me that I'm confident to sit on a 2-0 lead against anyone. Anyone. Go and kill them,
Not me,
man.
that we can kill a game.
But bro, it's Spurs. Half the Spurs team who were 14th in the Premier League with half the team missing. And you're telling me we can't go out and just put another 2 goals past them in the second half? We always come out weak-minded, playing like a bunch of bitches trying to sit on a 2-goal lead every game, bro. We did it against Wolves. We got away with that because they're bottom of the league and they're shit. You can't do that against other teams. We've done it all season, bro. You can't get away with scoring no goals in the second half in 6 games in a row. I don't care if we're winning. Like, the win against Wolves means fuck all now because we've done it again. We think that we can sit on a 2-goal lead and we've been punished, man. And it's absolutely pathetic. And there's no fucking excusing it. There's no excuses. Blame the bench. Blame the players are just absolute melts, man. Absolute shitbags, every single one of them.
So you're 100% it's the players?
Yes. 90% the players, because he keeps picking the wrong fucking ones as well. So he can get some whilst we're at it. Because there's some players on that pitch that are still not willing to fucking give 100% for this team. And I say it time and time and time again. And people keep making up excuses and going, oh, it's because of this. They're not getting the service and all this. They're not willing to fucking fight for the shirt at the end of the day. And I've tried warning you for fucking months. Months on end. And it's going to bite us in the arse, I'm telling you.
So when you say that he's picking the wrong ones, do you literally just mean Marmoush instead of Haaland? Because looking at that bench today, there's absolutely no one else I would have on the pitch instead of everyone who was out there.
Well, people kept moaning about the bench to me before as well, and I was saying, like, pretty much our whole bench walks into that Spurs starting 11.
No, I agree,
So
but I'm
no
not talking about subbing our players on for Spurs players. I'm talking about, like, you're saying that Pep's picking the wrong guys. But other than Marmoush instead of Haaland, which I know you would do, who else is there on that bench that you would put on there?
That's why I said 10%, Joe. I said 90% players, and it's only 10% because he's made.
Right, so the only person
he's made a couple of wrong decisions.
Is Haaland and Marmoush.
Yeah, but not only that, I didn't agree with the starting 11. There were a couple of changes I would have made, but it wasn't that bad. I can live with it. But it's not just that. It's not just the fact that it's Haaland for Marmoush. It's the fact that when we go 2-2, we then don't see Marmoush come on the pitch until the 93rd minute. Like,
I agree with that.
I'm not just talking a straight swap like from the start of the game. So, like, that's just completely wrong. His in-game management as well is very poor. The decisions were very poor.
It's been fucking awful this year, yeah.
If Turkey wasn't injured, why is he coming off the pitch? He's the only guy who can dribble out of, like, tight areas, get us out of trouble, win a free kick, control the ball properly up front. We're going long and through the lines to these 2 dusty ballers up front who play football like they've got fucking planks in the socks, man. I'm telling you now, I've never seen professional footballers dribble like these 2 up front. And fair play to Semenyo, right? Because he got his goal, but he was fucking dreadful today. Let's be real. He was absolutely terrible. I've never seen a pro footballer dribble like that guy, man. He runs in straight lines, getting tackled left, right, and centre. The other guy next to him, no excuse because he didn't even get a goal. Absolutely terrible again. Laughing and joking on the pitch, cuddling the fucking Spurs players when it's 2-2 with 5 minutes to go. That is not a guy that I think is willing to fight for this fucking title, man. Get him out the team. If it's 4, 5 games, 10 games, whatever, he needs to fight for his place back because it's not fucking good enough, man.
I don't know about all that, man. I really don't.
What do you put it down to then, Steve?
When Cherky came off, Cherky was injured, innit?
Yeah, he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, I think he was injured.
He clearly was injured.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I don't know, man. I just think you're going in on Haaland too much, man. Like, the guy's generational. Like,
He's not.
I'll die on that hill, innit?
He's not.
I love
the guy for himself, though, Steve. But at what point is it a detriment to the team, though, man? I want City to win. I don't care if this guy gets golden boot after golden boot after golden boot after golden boot.
If a guy's getting golden boot, though, they're getting it for a reason, bro. It's not because he's shit. You don't get a golden boot if he's shit.
But it means nothing if the team's not winning, Steve.
Yeah, but
that's
the team
like, on his own. I don't know.
Messi, I've watched games where Messi's done nothing at Barcelona. Did they take him off? Did you not? Did Real Madrid just take Ronaldo off? No.
What are you trying to say? Messi's shit. What Messi?
No, I'm saying there's games where Messi played well. There's games where Messi not played well. Ronaldo. I've seen games where Ronaldo stunk out games in a row Real Madrid and not took him off. I've seen
you know what you do because it's who they are. Because it's who they are. You stand by him, innit?
Exactly, you got to stand by. He's the best striker in the world.
No, I'm actually with Jay on this one. Thank you.
The reason why he's not performing is because he thinks he's untouchable, man.
No, listen, I'm not asked who's with who, innit? I'm not asked who's with who, bro. But
I'm not.
Listen, I'm not. You talk about people like Messi, yeah. The reason you keep Messi on is because it's fucking Messi, bro. And it's Haaland as well. You say, oh, just because you get golden boot, you're getting a golden boot because you're a sick member. You know what I mean?
I get it on this. So for me, I get why Pep keeps him on the pitch because it's kind of like when how many times did De Bruyne have a stinker and he'd keep him on, and it's because he's capable of that moment of doing something to make something happen. Or like in Haaland's case, it's probably because he thinks if there's any one player on the pitch that you back to score a goal when you need one, taking Haaland off is probably the wrong thing to do most of the time. But in terms of his overall performances, this basically since the turn of the year, I think he's been shit. Like he actually hasn't done. He hasn't actually done any.
10 men, bro. Every day.
Don't get me wrong. Jay's been saying this about Haaland for 3 or 4 months now, and I think it's been a bit out of order a lot of the time. But I think that my thing with him when he wasn't scoring earlier in the season is that ultimately he was doing so much like off the ball, and he was doing a lot of like the coming deep, hold up play stuff that I didn't really like. He was still contributing to games, but this last month he just hasn't been like he's not been doing anything that warrants him staying on the pitch. And I think obviously with Marmoush not being available to sort of come in for most of it because of AFCON, you can kind of understand why he still keeps playing because there is literally nobody else. But now there is somebody else, and it's like you've got to start showing Haaland at some point.
And in the 93rd minute, bro, 93rd minute.
You just can't put in performances where you aren't actually contributing effectively to the game.
You bring another striker on and Haaland.
Bro,
that's fine. I think even
but he's not even doing that though, Paul. He's not even doing that though because Marmoush isn't getting any game time.
Haaland isn't the problem. Haaland's the leading goal scorer in the Premier League. He's not the problem.
I don't think it can be as simple as that.
The problem is the chance. The problem is we're not creating enough chances, and it's not just that. We're just not creating chances, mate.
Paul, he missed the.
He had one chance that he tried to lob the keeper on. That was it.
He could have deaded the game. It's an easy fucking chance. If we ask one,
it's not easy. I won't go that far.
Bro, the keeper was in no man's hand.
No, Joe, he should score that.
It's an easy thing.
It's not tapping like
it's not easy. He's got a defender right on him.
He's just got to get a slight touch on it, and it lifts it over the keeper.
I think he should score that.
He should score, mate. By his standards, he should score, yeah, but he didn't. And it's not the end of the world that he didn't, is it? Because he scored loads of goals.
Well, we would have won the game. It would have been.
Yeah, but there was loads of chances to come after that. That's what I'm saying. It's not that was the only chance, and we went out because of that or something. It's not.
But that's the one thing we ask of him, Pulpit. If he's not performing in the game, he's not involved, getting in the hold-up play, holding the ball in bounds. the one thing I ask of him is put that fucking chance in, bro.
Yeah, but Jay, what you're asking of him, mate, has got absolutely fuck all to do with what Guardiola wants from him. It's just a fan asking for
Right,
what
well,
he
that's
wants.
why
Yeah, but you can't. But I think this is the thing. You can't convince me that what Guardiola's asking him to do is what he has been doing for the last month.
We don't know, do we?
Nothing,
We don't know, but whatever he's been asking him to do for the last 3 years has worked. He's got 150
So-
goals.
No, I agree. But
So
the
Pep's
problem
asking him
is-
to not be able to hold the ball up and to be bouncing the ball up.
If you're, so let me ask you a question, Jay. If you're a centre back and Steve's played defence, if you're a centre back, right, and you're playing up against an absolute monster up front, two of you have got to mark him to keep him out of the game, and they take him off to 65 minutes. What are you thinking as a defender? You're thinking, thank fuck, my day's done. My business is done here.
Do you know what, bro? Obviously, I think he should have scored. I think he should have scored, didn't it, for sure? And obviously, that would have been a massive
he should
goal.
have.
But I also think at the same time, I thought he was playing a few balls over the top to Semenyo throughout the game. You know, we talk about holding up. I thought he held it up a couple of times. You know, he's putting Semenyo through, playing some nice, decent balls a little bit. You know, but obviously he should have put that one away.
And to your point,
I just stand by the guy at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But
to your point, I don't think centre backs are scared of playing against Erling Haaland.
They absolutely are, mate.
I completely disagree with you.
No,
I think
they
it's easy
absolutely
to
are. They
Bro,
absolutely are.
Lisandro Martinez pocketed him the other
He had
week.
one good game.
5'5".
Jesus, yeah, he's played out with skin for one good game. Jay, Judge Haaland on his.
Dragiston has played out of his skin for one good game. The Bodo Glimt centre-back played out of his skin for one good game. Like, at what point do we say he's the problem and it's not just the centre-back?
So the guy that scored 150 goals, 176 games is the problem. All of a sudden, he's the problem.
Well done, bro.
You weren't saying the problem.
Let me come in on this point, right? Because the thing is with Haaland, yeah, he has scored 150 goals in how many games, yeah. But at this moment in time, he's not scoring goals.
This is my argument, yeah.
So what I've always said, me, Pulpit, I've always accepted, yeah, that Haaland isn't a Kane. And I've always said I don't want him to try and be Kane because he's never going to be that guy.
Yeah.
So long as he's scoring goals, cool, mint, and he's great when he does that. But you've got to accept that when he doesn't score goals, are we better off taking him out the team, even if it's just for 2, 3, 4 games, just while the team can get back to winning ways and play a bit more confident.
And this is all I've asked for, and people go on like it's crazy.
Tell you what I've done, yeah? I've got up his last 8 games, right? So people want to know if he's had the chances. Well, we'll have a look if he's had the chances, right? So this was today. This was the Spurs game. So no goals. He had 2 shots, XG 0.29, right? Next game here, this was Galatasaray. Yeah, he got 1 goal, 2 shots. That's his XG on screen there as well. Bodo Glimt, yeah, 0.38. Yeah, next game after this, United, 0.13. This is a Newcastle game. It was Carabao Cup, so they don't do the XG. But yeah, not even. I don't even know if did he play in that game. Can't remember, but no goals anyway. This one is something. What is this shot? This must have been. What's this?
I just don't think his hold-up play's been that bad though. Today, LB. That's you know what I mean. I don't think it was that bad today.
Yeah. Let me just go through the rest of these. Yeah. So this one here. This one is Brighton. Right. So this one's a major L because he had major chances in this game. He should have.
Yeah,
he should have done better.
Finished that game. Yeah.
This one's 0.41. This one's 0.32, and this one's 0.17. So, what I'm getting from this is that we aren't creating chances for Erling Haaland. Yeah. Now, people can moan, yeah, and say, "Oh, well, the team is not creating chances." But if the team's not creating chances and it still isn't creating great chances, he still needs to come out the side.
Yeah.
Because if he's only good when if he's only good and only useful to the team when the team's creating good chances and we're not doing that, there's no point in being in the team. Because unfortunately for him, he's not a Harry Kane and he can't link up play mega. If the team isn't cooking and if the team isn't creating mad chances, he still needs to come out the team, even if he's playing well himself. He's not playing well and his hold-up play is shit. And in my opinion, I thought he was poor today with his hold-up play. I thought the ball was bouncing off him. But even if he's not playing badly, even if he's playing well, if we're not creating chances, in my view, he still needs to come out the team because otherwise he's not going to score and he's going to be a net negative. So my thing is take him out the team, yeah, let him have a rest, 2, 3, 4 games. That'll do him better. That'll do him the world of good anyway. Let the team get back to some fluidity. This whole thing about we play shit when he's out the team's a lot of bollocks. I think we actually play some good football when he's out the team. And in 2 or 3 games, bring him back in when he's rested. And then Then at that point, so long as he's actually playing well, you then get onto the other players, your Semenyos, your Fodens, your Cherkis, your fucking Bernardos, as to say, why aren't you creating the chances?
And that lets him know that he's not untouchable as well, LB. That might give him the kick up the arse that he fucking needs. If everyone keeps protecting him, saying like,
Jay, you're not
he
going to
can't
like
be
it,
dropped,
mate.
and
You're not
can't
going to
be
like it, but he's untouchable, mate, because of the contract.
This is the problem, though, Paul, because you can't
But
be
he is, Jay.
He's not
He's
bigger than the
untouchable.
football club. He's not bigger than the football
I'm not saying he's
club,
bigger.
bro.
I'm not saying he's bigger than the football club. I'm saying his starting position is untouchable. There's literally
so
no.
we can't bench him for
it's
4
not.
games.
It's not.
can't.
It's
So we've
not.
got-
It's not Pulpin. No way.
So we've
We
just
can't
got
bench him for 4 games.
No,
So
Tell
that
me we
means-
can't.
That
Come
means
on,
for the next
Pulpin,
9
man.
years, that means for the next 9 years of his contract, we've just got to watch him start every single fucking
No,
game.
I didn't say that, did I? I said right now, with what he is, with the Pep, we've got one striker, Haaland. Marmoush is a particular striker. There's no
You
one
can
else.
play Marmoush as false
Yeah, but
nine.
you can-
Marmoush
Where do we
literally.
play
Marmoush
Marmoush then?
literally. Go on, Capone. Sorry, what was that?
No, I'm saying, where do we play Marmoush then?
Yeah, that's the thing. Marmoush literally started as a striker last week and scored. Like, why do you know?
I think the
what's wrong
reason
with
there's
that?
such like a split between like Haaland, like whether he's like he should be starting or being dropped and whatnot. I think it's because we bought like that was like the first time we've bought like a already made superstar, if you will. You know, I think that's why so many people struggle with saying he should be dropped because he's got you know like that Galactico type signing. But ultimately, if a player is playing bad, he should be dropped. There is none of that whole like, you know, his position is untouchable. No, like Marmoush can come in. I think it's on Pep once again, like I said last time, for not dropping Haaland enough so that he knows that yeah, my position is not untouchable.
Let me clarify for the idiots in the chat. Right, I am not saying Haaland is untouchable coming from my mouth. I'm saying the club have invested fucking more money than any of us will ever see in our life into one player for 10 years. That if you can't understand that they've invested 500-700 grand a week, he's the highest paid tax footballer.
Yeah,
in
but
the
that shouldn't
whole
be Pep's
country.
concern.
What
That shouldn't be Pep's
For the club,
concern.
he is untouchable. He is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
That's nice for
that's your opinion
Calhoun and
of me.
Soriano, but
My
Pep
opinion,
shouldn't
I'm
give a
saying-
fuck.
Yeah, but John, as my opinion, which I'm about to get out now, is I don't think he should be untouchable. But the way things are, the way we look at it now, I think he is untouchable.
But for
No, but
4
I-
games, he's got a 10-year contract. You're telling me we
But I
can't
just-
bench him for like 4
As
games?
an
I'm pretty
asset,
sure, yeah.
as an asset to the business,
Exactly.
yeah,
As an asset, he's untouchable. As a player on a
yeah,
pitch,
as an
Yeah,
asset
but
to the
wait
business,
a second,
yeah, but
let
like
me
on the
come to
pitch,
Jay on this,
he's
yeah.
not untouchable. On
Yeah.
the pitch, if he's dropping a stinker, he should be dropped as well.
Yeah, but Jay's been getting onto Haaland for ages. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. Yeah, if I'm putting words.
No,
in your
I've been
mouth, yeah?
saying it, bro.
But,
We had
no,
a- we had-
but you're not saying. I assume you're not saying drop him forever.
No, I'm not even saying sell him or anything, bro. I'm saying the guy needs to fucking respect the club, hold bench for a few games, and have to fight for your shirt to be in his team.
I think that's completely reasonable.
What I'm seeing from him
who
right
says that
now,
he doesn't respect the club though? If he's dropped, I think you take it on the chin. He's just
Steve,
not
what I'm
being
seeing
dropped.
from him on the pitch right now, bro, it screams that he doesn't give a fuck about what this title race and about.
why? Because he was holding on to someone with a smile on his face. Yeah, and he was probably. Yeah, come on, Jay.
For me, I think no.
can't
For
believe
me,
Jay,
it's
listen,
sort of
Jay,
like-
You're trying to
Jay,
find
I
reasons
was
to
with
hate
you
him
last
more.
week. Yeah, we were both saying Haaland needs to be doing a lot more. Talk about his body language and all of that. We're complaining. I was in the same boat with you, yeah. But this game, even though he didn't score, he had like bad touches. You know, the guy was moving like he's got like Timberland boots on. That's all right. But at the same time, his overall gameplay today, he did do what we were asking for. Because remember, I said, if Haaland is not scoring goals, what is he doing really for the game, right? And we were all complaining. But today, he played well. Today,
I don't think
even
he
though he
played well.
didn't score, he was getting about. You see, like
I didn't
Cherky's
think he
goal
played well.
was because Haaland did the hold up play, played it off to Cherky, and then the defender's too worried about Haaland.
I don't know.
You see what I'm
man.
saying? So he
People
did
are saying-
impact.
people
He
are
did
saying
do
like he got
something.
an People are saying like he got an assist in that. Cherky's picked that ball up there with like 10 meters to run, beat a player and put it
got
in
an
the
assist,
corner.
Jay.
You can't tell me that Haaland's created
Ah, no,
that.
he's got an assist, Jay.
Haaland didn't play well today. I'm sorry.
He's not got.
That's a
Let's-
that's a
let's-
Mesut
come off
Ozil
it.
assist.
Why
that.
would-
Let's
why are
not
we trying to
pretend like he
pretend that
played well. He didn't play well today.
Oh, but he didn't play badly. He just had an average game.
I
He
thought he
did.
played quite
Even
bad today.
Semenyo played badly and he scored.
Semenyo
He was
played
fit
badly.
as
Yeah,
well.
we can agree
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
the
Semenyo
thing.
played
They both had like bad games, Semenyo and Haaland. Yeah, but this is where you then have to look at Pep, the manager, and say, oh, cool, why am I not gonna make changes at like 60 minutes or something? Marmoush on, take off Semenyo for someone else because he was having a stinker. After you've scored a goal, thank you. Go sit down now. Put someone else on. We need to start talking about Pep a little bit more here.
You think so? Well, the thing is for me, yeah, is this Marmoush thing pisses me off, yeah, because listen, Marmoush, yeah, I don't know if you've seen that thing I pulled up, and I said it on the on the watch on before. Omar Mamouche, lads, yeah, against Villa, which we lost, we were losing. Newcastle, we lost, we were losing. And today we were drawing. This is a player that can score goals, yeah? He's played a combined 14 minutes against them 3 teams. What the hell is going on? We need a goal today. Comes on in the 93rd fucking minute.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Genuinely.
This is the biggest issue with Marmouche on the bench is that, like, whenever he's on the bench, you can guarantee that he won't see the pitch until like the 90th minute. I don't know what the thinking is every single time, but we saw it for the first, before he went to AFCON, obviously that time between coming back from the injury and going off to AFCON, he would only come on for like 5-10 minutes at a time, and in games where we also needed goals, and it's like, what's the point? Like, why? Like when it was, and I know that I think, Alvarez for me was like a much better footballer than Marmouche is. I think he's unreal. But we'd see Alvarez come on at 60, 65 minutes, like whenever he was on the bench, if he wasn't starting, like we'd see him come on for ages. Like he'd get quite a decent chunk of game time. But with Marmouche, it seems to be like if he's not starting, then he either doesn't come on the pitch at all, or he gets a token 5 or 10 minutes. And it's like, well, at that point, why are you? What's the point? Like, why are you doing it? And I think
I don't think Pep rates him. I'm gonna be real with you.
It doesn't. Yeah.
I don't think he rates him.
No,
Look at,
I don't think so.
People say, "How do you know that?" Look at his minutes.
Yeah.
Look at his minutes.
Pep don't play people he don't like. Man.
You know what? I knew there was something wrong. Yeah, when there was people trying to tell me before AFCON the reason he wasn't playing Marmouche was because he didn't want to play him because AFCON was coming up. When it started back in like fucking October, September time, Marmouche wasn't even getting on the pitch, and people were trying to tell me in October, 2 months before AFCON started, that's why he wasn't playing.
That's why you got to put some of it on the manager, man, as well. You've got to.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I'm not being funny, but I always said last year I thought the players were just not it. I didn't rate the players, but these players are good enough to get results, and you do have to look at the managers. Capone says, what is the manager doing? And I'll tell you something else, and we'll come on to, we'll sit with Marmouche, but I'll throw this in there as well. I think the manager needs to try and stick with a system. We played that 4-2-2 system the other day, 4-2-2-2 against Galatasaray. I thought first half were really good, Then today, instead of playing the same system, he changes it again, changes it to personnel. And listen, the first half was good, but that can't help the players. If every game is coming up with a brand new system, the players need regularity, especially when you've got new players who are trying to find a way in this team, trying to find a way in the club.
And after Turkey had come out as well and said the players literally like playing this system and all shit like that, man. Like it lets you know that they're thinking the same thing as well. So if it's only the manager that's putting them in these uncomfortable situations that it sounds like they don't want to be in, just putting 2 and 2 together from Turkey's comments against Galatasaray, then what the fuck are we doing here, man? What are we doing?
I think there's 2 reasons to get onto the managers today, and I think one of them is the game management. Obviously, you've got to bring on the subs sooner and quicker and better. But the bigger one for me is what he's saying to them at half time, because you can't dominate and control a game until half time. I'm thinking Thomas Frank's going to be sacked at the end of this game. Next minute, Thomas Frank's told them the right instructions, and what the fuck are we being told? Are we smoking weed in there or something? Like, they're coming out and we're looking like a different team, and fair play to Tottenham, they're like a different team as well. But we helped them with that because we come out looking like dog shit, bro. It was unacceptable. So that's a bigger reason for me than even the game management, the substitutions. What is going down at half time? Because it's a pattern now. I'm noticing a pattern about it. We're not scoring goals in second half.
Galatasaray as well. I forgot
we're
about
also leaking goals in the second half as well. So what's going on there, man? That's a big dangerous thing.
What you just said there about leaking goals, I don't know if anyone in the chat can whack it in the chat if anyone remembers it.
I've seen the stat.
You've seen it before. Yeah, someone in the chat before, I don't know if it's been like fact checked or whatever, but someone said out of like what was it? What was the stat? Like 18 goals we conceded, and like 16 of them have come in the Snoopy says this. 18 of our 22 goals have come in the second half.
That we've conceded?
Yeah, that's apparently the stat. Is that facts? Yeah,
crazy.
It's something like that, bro. Because I've seen it on Sky Sports. It's a big problem for me, man. Because it's a game's 2 halves. It's not 1 half. It's
also something that if you're an opposition team and you know you're losing, you know that stats out there for a reason. You can have a go, and it's a weakness. It's an exposed weakness that people are going to have a go at. Galatasaray tried it. They were looking not to get some out of it. Tonight we've been exposed by it. Everyone can score against the second half, and teams know that the game's not done.
This is why I don't get the sentiment of the argument that we should sit on these leads in the second half. We shouldn't sit on the leads in the second half. We should play.
I don't think we do try and sit on leads though.
Pulpit, honestly, you can't tell me the last few games that we've played the second half the same way we played the first half against Galatasaray.
Galatasaray is
today,
a
there's no way,
different
bro.
game from what today was.
We get 2-0 up and then we coast. We try and coast.
Galatasaray's worse. Galatasaray, we actually legitimately needed to score more goals to make.
I know, and we still sat off.
That's the worst offender in my opinion. Yeah, but it's different. But I think
it wasn't Pulpit. It was less risk.
I don't get how you can argue with what I'm saying, Pulpit. I don't understand it, bro. You're watching the games as well. You cannot, with a straight face, tell me that we're playing the same in the second half.
I think for me, for the second half today, I don't think we should have tried to sit on the lead because I don't think we're good at it as we've seen recently. But
we were just
given how that first half went. And how shit Spurs looked, and how dominant we were at the time. I don't blame anybody in the City dressing room for thinking that it was a very feasible plan to go out there and just kill it in the second half. But that should have been fucking chucked in the bin after about 5 minutes because it was very apparent that we couldn't sit on the game after that goal went in.
So wait, no, because I actually disagree with you. You think it's a viable plan at 2-0 up to go? And
don't think it is.
Hold the 2-0.
Not. I think just based on how that first half was and how we were just completely.
You know what, Joe? Yeah, you know what you're not doing here. Yeah, you're not remembering the last 12 months,
exactly,
and I get it because you want to delete it from your memory. The last
18 months. I'm the opposite. That's why it's so fucking bad.
The reason why that's a horrific tactic is because we need to realise that there is. What happened last season? Yeah, hasn't just left. It hasn't just gone. Oh, we signed all these new players. Oh, that'll never happen again. We need to accept that part of what happened last year is still with us. And until we fucking humble ourselves and go, that is still fundamentally in this system, we need to make sure we fucking send it. Because as soon as we go, oh, we're 2-0 up, everything's chill, we've cooked them. No, you're falling back into the trap of what you did last year against fucking Brentford, against Brighton, against Feyenoord. That's not just left the team and the club and gone, oh, that was just a one-season thing. And
I get it. And that's why I wouldn't personally have chosen to do that. But I'm just saying, like, that first half, like, Spurs offered fucking nothing going forward. Like, it was nothing. It was so brutally one-sided, that first half, that I can see why they would have thought we might be fine second half if we do this. But as I say, that regardless of whether or not it was fine to think that at half-time, after the first 5 minutes of that second half, they should have very quickly realised, actually, no, we can't do this. Let's actually just try and fucking kill this game.
I don't even think they should have thought that at all. I think the number one thing that them players should have been doing in that dressing room is be fired the fuck up at half time. And they should all have been fucking stood there like Vikings and say, when we go back in that second half, first 5 fucking minutes, we send it, we get that third goal, and the game is dead. And
wait, we don't have that team. We just don't have that team.
What do you mean?
We just don't have it.
Mentality-wise, we just don't have that team.
We have the team in the first half.
I think once again it's because of Pep, you know. I think once again it's because of Pep, because you can even say we don't have aggressive players. Then we could go and buy aggressive players, and then all of a sudden the way that they start playing, you'd be like, oh, what happened? I think it's because the way that Pep plays, he likes control. These players will have it in the back of their mind, like, I don't want to lose the ball. I don't want to, you see what I'm saying? So when they go in there with a 2-0 lead, people like Rodri, the seniors that we're saying experience to still be in the team, they're probably telling them in that changing room, okay, guys, we're 2-0 up. Let's just go out there and keep it calm and keep it steady, because of that whole mentality of, oh yeah, let's not do too much, if you will. I think that's what low-key kind of kills us.
And they've all got Spurs Stadium PTSD as well.
Bro.
Yeah, the thing is with that though, bro, if you actually did that and did play calm and did keep the ball, we would have been sweet, but we didn't even do that. We were just shit.
We're shit.
We were giving the ball away. We weren't calm at all. The ball was like a hot potato, you know. So we didn't even do anything. We just fucking.
I don't think we've ever looked less like a Pep Guardiola team than we have done for the last 12 months. It's fucking insane.
But that's more reason, Joe, to stop fucking trying to keep the ball and pass.
No, I agree. I've said multiple times I don't think we should do it.
The treble year,
I think we're gonna see like a complete different Man City once, like a. Sorry, go on, bro. Sorry.
No, go on, finish. Go on.
I'm saying, like, I think once the new manager comes in, whether it's Enrique or whoever it is, you're gonna see like a whole different play style, like with these players, because we have great players that I said once again, Haaland's strength is, you know, running in behind defenders and whatnot. Like, you have players like Cherky that can play with him. Yeah, we have good players, but until and I'm not saying this like I'm saying like I hate Pep or whatever, but I'm just saying like after Pep is gone, that's when we're gonna see a version of Man City, in my opinion.
I mean, maybe. I just don't personally believe that this City team is capable of doing what previous City teams did. When we had Gundogan, when we had Prime Rodri, when we had KDB, when we had David Silva, when we had fucking John Stones who could receive the ball anywhere in the back four. We don't have those players anymore. Masters of possession. That's why we could go out in the second half when we was 1-0 up and go, you know what? We're just going to pass the ball around for fucking 45 minutes because you're not going to get it off us. And that's what we did a lot. This team ain't that team. And until people and these players start realizing, that they aren't that team as well. And that this team is, listen, these are good players, but they're different players. You can't keep asking these players to do what previous City players have done and keep the ball and pass it out from the back. The amount of times we put ourselves in danger today by passing the ball on the edge of the box, just pass. Donnarumma was giving the ball to Nunes or O'Reilly. We put ourselves under unnecessary pressure because we still try to play the way that we used to do years ago, and that is not it for me. Like, we got to move on from that, and we're a different team. And part of that is this whole, we've got to try and evolve and work out what this City team is for me. And this City team should be killers. You got Haaland up top. You got Semenyo. You got Cherky. Players that can score.
Can I say to counter that though? We also have, like, in today's starting 11, for example, we've got fucking Kousnov, who was at fucking Lens in France this time last year. Gueye, who's been playing for Crystal Palace for most of his career. Aït-Nouri, who was at Wolves last year. Nico O'Reilly, who's still ultimately a 19, 20-year-old kid, even if he's been around the team. Semenyo, who was at Bournemouth until a month ago. Like, we haven't that mentality that you're talking about doesn't just appear the moment you walk in the City dressing room. It's like you have to. That's something.
But where are the leaders then, Joe?
Rodri, no, I agree, but that's
Haaland,
Rodri, Haaland should be. Donnarumma should be. I mean, I expected less of Donnarumma because the guy barely speaks English and has been here for 6 months. But I get it. Like those mentalities should be that. But back in the day when we were doing this, like around the time of the 18-19 season, or even just like after that, going into the treble season, they were walking into a dressing room where like 70 to 80% of that team had won the league multiple times. But now they're walking into a dressing room where I think probably like half of our first team squad has won maybe one Premier League title. Like the long-standing guys like Rodri have won multiple, but realistically, most of our team realistically about half of our team has not won a title, and that's just that's a thing that.
So everything that you're saying though, Joe, with respect to me, is more reason to get that ball fucking forward. Because Kousnov, why do you want Kousnov passing the ball out?
They should be playing with less fear because of that.
Yeah. Why do you want Donnarumma's?
That's not how that works, though.
What do you mean?
Sorry, no, I was replying to Jay. Like you don't just have like having. It can't work that not having won a title makes you more free and then more likely to do the good stuff. Because otherwise, Arsenal would have fucking walked it like 2 or 3 years ago. Like not winning a league.
It should make. I think it should make you hungrier though, and it should make you play with less fear.
But as we've seen with Arsenal for 4 years, like it doesn't work like that. Like you can have a sick team that could win a title.
They've also got a shit manager in it, so.
Yeah, that is true. The Guardiola factor has to be a factor.
The performances have been based off full-on bottles the last few seasons. They've lost it themselves based off. But this team has done it, and it's got, like you've said, it's got half the players in there who have done it before and can lead the team. It's got the best manager in the world still at the helm. Like we should be more than capable of beating teams like fucking Spurs, man. And go back to the other things.
Look, regardless of that, nothing about this last 2 weeks is acceptable in the slightest. Like that United game, that fucking Bodo Glimt game, like this today, it's all fucking like this. Like I think this is probably the worst 2 weeks of Pep's career, like ever. Like I can't think of a worse couple of weeks. Certainly his City career.
Anyway. That 3 months, that November, December of 24.
Yeah, one winning 14, but it's going to be one winning 7 next week. By the way,
at least we had excuses.
Yeah, that is bad.
Then, though. There's no excuses now.
That's the thing. That squad was shit. Like that squad was like we all knew what the problems were. Yeah. Whereas this is the squad. And don't get me wrong, a lot of this team has come through the door in the last 12 months, so I don't expect it to all be like fully, a well-oiled machine, even after 12 months, especially when like quite a few of the guys have only come in the last 6 months, and like Kousnov didn't really play much football last season, barely even played this season to be honest until Diaz got injured. There's a lot. There's still I understand that they're still on the way to sort of like becoming the new Manchester City team that we've got, but I just think, this last season you couldn't excuse it because like 1 win in 13 is fucking dreadful. But like we knew that the team then was washed and was like on its way out.
Yeah.
This should be like on the upward swing, and instead
but
we're having
we're
worse
going
results.
down.
It's not like we've got beat on drop points against Liverpool or Arsenal. We're losing points to dog shit teams.
Mate,
Bodo
that Bodo Glimt is that
United,
Bodo Glimt result is the worst game.
Like this is part of the problem. Is like we're dropping points to dead teams, man. Like what happens when we fucking play Liverpool at the week, who've just banged fucking Newcastle, or we got Arsenal, in a
League Cup final.
Yeah, it's like League Cup final. Like this is.
I've got a question for you, right? So we all understand that we're in a long transition from getting rid of some older players and players at the Bucks to where we are now, right? When is the cut-off point where this transition has to be now the new team? When is it for you?
For me, it's next season.
The end of summer. The end of summer, yeah.
This summer.
Sorry, say that again. What you saying?
So we all agree.
At what point does the transition thing?
Yeah, we're all agreed we're in a transition, which is not just one window; it's of several windows, right? It started in January last year. We've had the summer. We've got January again. At what point is the acceptable point to say, right, the fucking transition's over? There's no excuses.
Well, okay, so this year probably is a transition year, but that doesn't mean you can win one game in 7 Premier League matches.
Okay, I understand that. So if this year is the transition year, right?
When can you stop using that as an excuse? Like we're still in transition.
No, but if we all accept that this year is a transition year and we're outperforming last year's performance, right? The stats show that we are performing better than we were last year. I don't know who it was. Nobbins or someone said that.
We're definitely better than last year. Come on.
Game on game, you've improved. Right. So
the results are better. I'm not sure if the
the football might be, but the results are better. So we're still actively in transition, right? We're just gonna have to accept that this is the way it's gonna be. And I think we're all like desperate for us to be transitioned now. We all want it to be now so we can enjoy the fruits of the labour, but I think we're gonna have to just suffer it. I think
my response to that, my response to that though, Pulpit, is that's cool, but we're gonna after Sunday when we probably don't beat Liverpool based on historical 3 wins in 39, that's gonna be 1 win in 7 Prem games. That's fucking dog shit, even for a transition
1 win
year.
in 6 is bad enough, bro. That's where we're at now.
Especially when you're not playing the likes of Arsenal.
Whether it's good enough or bad enough, you accept that we're in transition, right? And this was bound to happen.
No, I disagree with that.
It was never bound to happen.
We have great players, you know.
What is your expectations of the transition then? We're second in the league. We've got into the last 8 of the quad champion. We're qualified in the top 8 of the league.
Maybe some dodgy performances at time. I don't have expected to go on 1 win in 7.
So you're basing it on the league performance, right? So you're saying that the transition is acceptable based on the league performance.
We're only second, Pulpit, because the rest of the league.
Doesn't matter. We are second. Doesn't matter because of what we are. We are second.
No, but
I'm not saying
you're willing
to say the transition is. You wouldn't say the transition isn't acceptable based on not the Champions League being the top 8, not being a Carabao Cup semi-final, it's 1 foot in the final, being one game away from the last 16 of the FA Cup, whatever, or last 8. So because we're not performing in the last 6 games in the Premier League, the transition is now a shit show.
I think, but for me though, it's not so much obviously, like you say, all those things are true. And I think in the Champions League, it is, you can't argue that it's not progress on last season because it absolutely objectively is. Like, that's just a fact. Carabao Cup, like, yeah, fine. But I honestly think a team like us should be sort of doing quite well in that competition no matter what. Like we've had a good run, to be fair, to the final. Like this Newcastle semi-final is comfortably the most difficult tie that we've had, and I don't think it's been at all challenging before. No, I agree, but beating Huddersfield and fucking, was it Swansea we played against as well to get there? Like it's not like I'm not glazing that. And the FA Cup we beat Exeter 10-0, like great, like not 10-1. Sorry, I'm not glazing that either because it's Exeter. But I think in the Premier League, and so, well, not even just in the Premier League, I just think in this last 2 weeks, like, these have just been, like, no matter, this could have happened in a treble season, and this is still an inexcusably shit 2 weeks. Like, losing to United in the fashion that we did, fucking disgraceful. Like one of the worst performances I've ever seen at Old Trafford in my life. Then we've got the Bodo Glimt game, which if that had happened to any other Premier League club, we would all be pissing ourselves laughing at them for it for a long time. Like that.
Then they went and beat Atletico Madrid the week after.
Yeah, but that's fine. But
it's this context. They're not as bad as everyone makes out.
But that is a humiliating defeat. We gave them their first
it's
winning
still
the
a
Champions League
humiliating
ever.
It is still humiliating,
Yeah.
but it got less humiliating when they went and waxed Atletico Madrid at home. You know what I mean?
Atletico Madrid had nothing to play for, did they? Like they were
Well,
they
of
were
course
they were
they've got
home
to play-
and
they're
host.
playing at home in
Like,
front of their team. They're playing at home in front of their fans against a team that has just beat City. So of course they got something to play for.
And then obviously you factor in today where we've had a 2-0 lead against a dog shit Spurs team that have got a horrendous home record and I've got a manager who's got 1 foot out the door because the fans hate him. And we've just thrown a 2-0 lead away in the second
Also,
half. Like,
just quickly on this whole building thing, yeah, that people are going on about. Realistically, yeah, how many first team players do people expect to come into this City team next year? Because I'm telling you now, it's one. It'll
Not
be a
many,
midfielder.
yeah.
one,
That's it.
One or two,
one
man.
if it's
So
Anderson,
people keep
one.
on going on about this. Oh, but after next summer, yeah, like when we read it's like, bro, we're not going to get like 2-3 new players in the starting 11. It'll be Anderson, and that'll be it. So
This is when we should be playing better and we should be improving, and we're not. Like,
But the thing is,
this
I
is
don't
my
like
point
why
on
it's
this
so hard to
transition thing.
see.
Yeah, I don't think the reason we're taking L's and stuff is because of a transition or a rebuild. Because I actually think the players that we brought in are probably performing the best. Like Gay, he's come in and he's been fantastic. I think Kousnov has been playing well. Ain't Nori's not.
Semenyo's
not really
scoring
at
goals.
fault, you know. I just think Semenyo, he's getting output. You guys like output. He's been getting that.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think it's anything to do with a transition. It's deeper than that for me. You know, it's what's going on behind the scenes, what's being said at half time, these kind of things for me.
I think a big part of it, and it's not an excuse, everyone has them, but the injuries we've had, man, have just fucking killed us.
Oh,
Rod,
no,
did got a
I
bad time
can't
of year.
hear it.
Let me explain.
No, I can't hear it.
No, let me.
Bro.
Well, you have to listen to it. I'm going to get my point across. Rodri's
It's the
not match
same
fit.
shit though every week.
Listen, Rodri's not match fit.
let Poppy speak. Go on,
Right,
Poppy. What you
Rodri
saying?
is not match fit, and that is proven by him getting sent off the other night. Lazy tackles. He should have walked today. Lazy tackles.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
think
match
lucky to
fit,
stay
right? So that's that. And we've missed Rodri for a year. Kovacic, you can all hate him as much as you want. We've missed him. He's not played for pretty much a year either. 6-8 months or whatever. He's not been around. You can all say John Stones is finished, but having a John Stones who can play in the team and be available and step in is also valuable.
Not been available for like 5 years, man. John
No,
Stones.
bollocks, Jay. He has his day. He's a big part of the squad, mate. Come on.
He plays like 20 games a season, man.
We've had Savio out. We've had
20 games a season is generous.
I'm just saying the injuries of what's left us where we've been going to Champions League games.
Everyone's
where
got
we've had
injuries, though.
I did say that at the very start, Jay. Everyone has injuries.
So it's no excuse then.
I do think though,
It is an
Paul, on
excuse.
the injuries thing, yeah, when it comes to the midfielders, yeah, I think Pep has to hold some smoke here because
He does. Yeah,
why,
I'm not.
why did Pep? Yeah, why did
Pep?
Pep? Yeah, why did Pep Guardiola then, when Rodri's just come back from his ACL, yeah, this injury recently, why did he play him on his own against Bodo Glimt and Man United? Why did he not stick Bernardo? Look how good Bernardo Silva's been in these last 2 games, by the way. Today, first half,
I'll give
absolutely
you flowers
incredible
today, bro.
performance.
I've been hating on him for time, bro, but you know he was good today, Bernardo. So.
Look where he is.
Bernardo
He's
is
fucking doing the dog smoke
Bernardo is
in the midfield.
unbelievable.
And let's be
Big
real.
up to Bernardo, yeah, because check this, yeah, we talk about the manager and in-game decisions. Bernardo went over to Guardiola and said, "Why is Foden not on for me, mate?" What does that tell you?
Is that what he said? Yeah.
Bernardo's managing the game, bro, himself. He went over and said, "Bring Foden on. I'm running like a dog. My legs are fucked." And he said, "Foden's
limp
there."
off, I think.
That's what
He
he
did
made
limp
the
off.
point. So, fucking hell, man.
The thing is, though, Pulpy, yeah, like the injuries for me are not the reason we've only won 1 out of these last 6
they are
games.
a big reason why we've been
Can
quite
I-
poor.
can I say-
But my
Can I
argument is, sorry, Joe, one sec. My argument is, right, we should be one of the best teams in the world to be able to deal with having injuries in our team. We've got one of the deepest squads in world football. We've got one of the biggest fucking wage bills in world football. We've spent some of the most money in world football. We shouldn't be in the position where we're whinging and crying about injuries and using it as an excuse, because we're better equipped than any team in fucking world football, man.
Jay,
for
it
people to come in.
It doesn't.
The thing is,
change
though,
the
with
fact,
the-
mate. That's my
Go on,
point across, Joe. It doesn't change the fact that yes, we should have. We've got the same size squad of other players. If you've got the injuries, mate, it doesn't matter what you've got in reserve. If you haven't got the players, you haven't got the players.
But today,
You can't do anything about
what
injuries?
injuries?
We
What
haven't got the
injuries
players
did
that are
we-
injured, Jay.
But what injuries realistically today caused that? Because Gay is a mega.
We missed Doku. I'll give you that. We did miss Doku, you know.
Bro, they had a back four.
Actually did miss
They had a back four with
Real talk.
Paulinho, who's a midfielder.
Yeah, that's the thing today. Spurs have
Fucking
worse injuries
Dragusin,
than
who's
us.
never played a game all season. They had fucking Archie Gray at right back. Like, they had a makeshift 11 from the start, and we're talking about injuries, man.
Have we not won games with makeshift teams before?
The thing is, though, since the biggest problem that we've actually had this year is that we had a good thing going in defence with Diaz and Gvardiol, and both of them went down at the exact same time.
That did fuck us over.
And we've been playing, and we've been playing with Kousnov and having fucking recalled Elaine since for 3 or 4 games out of this run, maybe even 5 actually if you include the cups. We also had to bring in Ake at left back because we had to move O'Reilly into midfield because both Rodri and Nico went down. We had to play the derby with fucking Rico Lewis at right back, who I'm pretty sure nobody in here apart from me likes. And I think that which obviously we lost someone who's actually turned out to be one of our most important players in the back four for the fucking derby, which is also horrendously unlucky. And then like that I don't think it's the number of injuries that we've had, because obviously, like you say,
but the whole ironic thing about that is, though, if you go through some of these games that we've dropped points, I don't think the defense has been the problem. Sunderland, it wasn't the problem. It was Savio. Chelsea, it wasn't the defense. It was the whole attack. Yeah. Brighton, it was the attack. Yeah. United was just shit. Whatever. Cool Boulder was just shit all around. Today, I didn't think the defense or midfield in the first half was bad. It was the attack of Semenyo and Haaland in the first half should have buried the game. Yeah. So people talk about Diaz and Gvardiol, and I 100% agree that has taken away some of our sort of like security. But I'm not blaming the defense.
And I still think we've got 2 of the best centre backs in the league there today.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm not hearing it.
Kousnov is still good individually.
That's why I'm like struggling to fully hear the Diaz and Gvardiol thing, because whilst I accept that like their presence, a bit like Donnarumma, the presence of them being in the team is better. It's not them that are costing us the fucking games. It's in-game management or the attack.
I just want to make the point as well. I think really and truly, big up to Gahey, man. Like, I think that he actually should have like gone down in history of preventing that second goal, because you know that the way he got back there with his athleticism to get his foot in the way there, I do believe he was 100% fouled. Obviously, I'm not the type of guy to moan at refereeing decisions, but I just want to big him up though for actually making that action. Because, you know, if he didn't go into the goal, he would have been given a free kick. So,
yeah, it was definitely
a great action there for me.
That is a factor as well.
Joe, just before you come in, can I just go through some of these supers? Just because they've been here for a while, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me just go through these supers. Big up everyone, man. My bad for the delay. The chat was flowing nice, man. I didn't want to interrupt it. Right, Robertinho's calling out Pulpy. Pulpy, right of response. He says, Pulpy, stop being a clown. Uncle Bernie calls that yellow. That's about the Kousnov yellow card.
Come on, take some responsibility, man. Just because a bad pass doesn't mean you've got to empty someone.
I just want to say on this though, Pulpy, I just think he was just a little late, bro. You know?
Yeah, he was. He was a little late, Steve. But
he got pushed out of shape, you know, by Xavi Simons, who gave him a little nudge so that he was then stretching for the tackle. So it really should have been a foul on him if you want to go back and watch the tackle again. But I like that, man. I like that he gives that to the team. He's one of the only ones that I see putting in a bit of fight and shit.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm with you, Jay, but like I said to your next mate, if he gets sent off in the 16th minute and we lose 3-0, what are you going to say?
But he's not been sent off.
What are you going to say? You're going to have a meltdown.
And we'll cook him, but he's not been sent off yet.
What I'm saying is you can't have it both ways. You can either be...
It's not happened. And he's got 2 yellow cards all year in all competitions, and you tell him he's got disciplinary issues.
Bro, if it happens, we'll cook him. We'll say, poor. But it's not happened. You're saying, what about...
You can cook him on your own, bro. I ain't even going to cook him. I'll just take the red.
It was a bad tackle. He shouldn't be making it. That's it. That is all I said.
Okay.
No, you also said this is why he's going to get dropped and all this stuff.
No, I said if he carries on making bad tackles and becomes a liability, which he will, if he's getting booked in this, then if Diaz is back fit or somebody's back fit, he's going to play ahead of him.
You can't that then. Fernandinho got a yellow card a lot.
Yeah, for what?
For taking players out.
For shithousery most of the time.
Yeah, for shithousery. Yeah, it was always
Fernandinho knew how to control himself, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it in the 3rd minute.
He's not been sent off. He's had 2 yellows.
Fernandinho used to get a few reds as well.
But Fernandinho did it for the sake of the team. Kusanov's not doing that. He's going in emptying people because he loves to snap people in half. That is it.
Nah, he was just late, bro. He's going for the ball.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Leave me out of it.
Let me continue.
Head of the Diaz fan club, Pulpy.
Let me continue with these super chats, boys. Shout out to Steve. He says, big up Citizens, 4 in a row, treble, 100 points, formidables, yet you can't beat chicken balancing on a basketball. Congrats on 40k. Big up Steve, man. Big up for the super chat.
Big up Steve, man.
Oh, I didn't know you hit 40k.
Bro, you know this, yeah? So when I hit 30k last year, we got beat 4-0 off Spurs, and today I hit 40k, we drew 2-2 off Spurs.
The
You
shit
keep
shut
ruining
down,
my
bro.
milestones, man.
Delete
You
your
keep
channel,
ruining
well,
my
you know,
milestones.
50k next year when we play Spurs, it's going to
Yeah, I
happen.
know.
Delete
Shout out
the
to
fucking
Timsley
channel.
says, how about you sign world-class wingers who do both instead of signing average wingers who can only dribble Doku and can only score? Semenyo, says Timsley.
Show me a world class winger we ever signed.
Mahrez, there you go.
Mahrez.
Wasn't world class.
Sterling.
Mahrez want world class.
What we signed?
No.
What?
Mahrez was
Was Riyad Mahrez world class winger when we signed
You
him?
want PFA player
Yes.
of the year,
In
no?
PFA Player of the Year, yeah, for Leicester.
No. There's stop glazing. There was levels to being world class, and that was not world class.
He won the Leicester. He won the league with Leicester.
bro.
And
No,
PFA player
sorry,
of the
I
year.
know you're all.
He won a
I know
Prem
you're all
with
Mahrez
Leicester.
glazing
Leicester
machines in
City.
here. I know he's going to get the picture.
Fucking respect the
Well,
player, man. No fucking disgrace, mate.
I'm
This
sorry,
player, yeah. Top player.
bollocks. I'm bollocks. Mahrez was not world class when he was at
He
Leicester.
won the league with Leicester. I won
Yeah,
PFA
he won
player
the
of
World
the
Cup.
PFA
year.
player of the year, man.
He was the best. He was the best winger in
world class.
He was the best winger in the league when he was at Leicester. When he was at Leicester,
Kasper Michael, I'm sure that season got best
Oh
goalkeeper.
my
Was he
God.
world class? No.
You're comparing Mahrez to Kasper
No.
Schmeichel.
He wasn't world class when we signed him. He wasn't world class when we signed him. You can all glaze as much as you want because you're all in the LB.
He was world class when you
Club.
had him.
He was world class when we had him. Yes, Steve, he went to being world class. Sterling went to being a really good player. All I'm saying is, he wasn't world class when we signed him. So don't come that bullshit.
if he wasn't world class, we signed him when he was like 1% below world class.
So
Like he was like,
was he world class
60
or not?
million
Joe,
is
your
all
rules?
signing, you don't spend that kind of money at that back
but
then.
I think the point is though that I think the point of that super chat though is that we're signing fucking Dokus and Semenyos who are much further away from world class.
Give some world class wingers. I know you're gonna say LHC, right?
You know what I tried to sign? I'd say, you said it. I'd try and get Rafinha out of Barcelona, yeah? He's 29. Bro, he's 29 years old, yeah? And they obviously got the finance problems, yeah? If you go to them, yeah, by the way, because they want Alvarez, who's going to cost them dough. If you go to them and say, listen, this guy's 29, yeah? We'll put 60, 70 mil on the table. They get the full cash for FFP because he's been there for time. That's 70 million through the door on the table, yeah? We get a prime player who can bag. He's Prem proven. He can bag. He can create. And he's a leader. He's captain at the time. He's 29.
Bro. 29. So in 1 year, he's dead.
Oh,
this fan base can't handle people 30 years old, mate. So you got to remember that.
Mahrez was world class till he was like 32, 33.
Yeah, no, mate. You can't have it both ways. You can't have somebody getting to 30 in his fan base and then being acceptable. No, because you can't do it.
I don't care about the fan base, bro.
No, I don't, Steve. But I'm not saying it's his fan base. Once you get a 3 in front of your age, you're done.
Fuck him, then,
Who
innit?
cares? As long as Pep thinks
Well, honestly, so tell me, world class wingers. So that's Rafinha, right? That's fair. We don't sign world class wingers though. We've never done it.
Well, we better start fucking doing it.
I'd argue that Mahrez was world class, personally.
Go back and get. I tell you what, go and do some research.
Mahrez, yeah.
Mahrez got the best wingers in the world were back when Mahrez was playing in the Premier League.
Mahrez in one season for Leicester, yeah, got 27 GA in the Premier League alone, and then 2 years later, he got 22. That's just Prem. He got 27 GA and then 22 in the Prem.
Right.
That's
so go back to when Mahrez. When we signed Mahrez, 2019 or 18.
Yeah, 19, I think. Wasn't it?
So go back and see who the world class wingers were in there, and let's compare them. Go on, let's do some research.
You don't need to compare, man.
If they're the world class wingers, right? One of them's Messi. Then is Mahrez that level? Because it depends what your definition of world class is.
He's not Messi level though, but he's still world class.
Depends what your definition of world class is. If you think he's a very good player, then that's not
all right, Paul. Let's just say he wasn't world class. Yeah, like one of the lads on the panel said, he was that close away from.
So you just said then. So you said he wasn't world class.
No, I'm saying if in your scenario that he's not world class, he was that close to being world class.
Who were the best players in the world at that time in that position, right wing?
We're doing apples and oranges here.
I don't know.
I'm not saying so. If your definition of world class is maybe
listen, I'll answer. Salah, everyone called world class, and he's fucking well better footballer than Salah, and you hate Salah. So if you try and go back now and say that Mahrez was better than Salah, then you're lying to yourself.
I'm not saying at the time. What is your definition of world class? It's probably the best 2 or 3 players in the world in that position. Probably 2 or 3, right? You're not going to have 50 world class players in each position, no. To be world class, you've got to accept.
I think you can.
The best 2 or 3 players in the world.
I think for me, world class is that they walk into like all but maybe one club in the world.
People call Saka and Palmer and shit world class.
That's their own fans saying that.
Yeah, but they're wrong.
We can't call Mahrez world class.
If you
Now,
look at it objectively,
neutral fans call Saka and Palmer world class. You're not telling me that they're better than fucking Mahrez was.
But I think
they're not, no.
regardless of all this though, even with all of this said, I think the point is that signing Doku's and Savio's and stuff like that is even if we haven't signed, fucking prime, even if what prime Mahrez turned out to be wasn't what we signed, and let's just say for argument's sake that he wasn't world class when we signed him. The point is that we've gone from signing someone who's this close to being world class when we signed him to now someone who's like that far away from being world class when we signed him, and that's the problem, and that's why we've got players. Right? That's why we have Doku, who's mint at dribbling and not very good at everything else.
He's very good at passing for me, mate.
Yeah, he's decent at passing. Would you say assists?
So would you say Semenyo is as close to what Mahrez was when we signed him?
No, not even close.
Nowhere
near. With respect to Semenyo, yeah, good finisher on that.
It's different like universe of ability.
Not even close.
Respects, and I like Semenyo, yeah, but with respect.
Semenyo is great output as we've seen so far, but as a footballer is just like it's not even a conversation.
PFA Player of the Year, man, like for a Leicester City title win, man, it's unheard of. He's disrespected Mahrez, if anything.
And also, just look at some of those highlights from his time at Leicester. The guy was fucking insane.
Mate, he used to tear us a new one every time he played against us for Leicester.
Bro, that one in the title, yeah. That one he won the title.
He passed us for fun and bang him in the net, man. And we was a top team, man. And he used to smoke us every game.
Well, at least at least a few of you admitted to my point that he wasn't world class when standing, which is all I wanted to say.
He was.
I think he was.
The guy was sick.
You said he wasn't, Joe.
Whatever you want to call him.
No, I said
you could say.
You said he wasn't world class. Your words.
I said if I'm ever going to admit that he wasn't, which I'm not. If I'm ever going to think that he wasn't, it's because he's like that far off.
So he's not world class then. He's just close.
If you asked me right now, was Mahrez world class when we signed him, I would say yes. Like it was
flop.
Anyway, lads, let me go through these chats. You're gonna have to let me read them out, otherwise we'll be here all night, boys. Shout out to James. He says, I said this in the post game that Pep is now being asked to work in climate where his style of tactics are not the dominant style, and the more direct and less positional nature of the league counter his preferred tactics. So I don't know, James. Let us know in the chat. I've seen you in the chat. What are you saying? Are you saying you need a managerial change, or are you saying that Diana has failed to get the players that Pep needs? Let us know in the chat what you say, Steve.
You could just argue that the players aren't playing the very way that Pep wants us to play. Just
Yeah, let us know in the chat, James. I'll see you in the chat. Yeah, don't send a super chat in, bro. Just put it in the chat and then I'll read it out in it. Big up to you, bro. Big up to LB. He said the fact that United will be 3 points behind us. Oh, bro, it's mad. It's actually fucking insane.
Don't. I can't even fucking.
It's absolutely insane.
We end up in a top 4 race, mate. I don't know.
I've got faith against Liverpool, innit? We'll see.
I was pure confident going into today, man. So I can't feel confident about next week.
Yeah, James has responded. He put, I think at some point, or hopefully, Pep could adapt, but I haven't seen it lately. There you go. So some. Liverpool.
Fair enough, man.
What's this Liverpool bomb apparently?
Jacket. They've got Jacket, I think.
Who's that guy? Decent on that.
Centre back in it.
Oh well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he signed a fullback, innit? Is it a fullback?
60 mil.
Jesus.
He's a good young defender, I think. Quite a lot of people linked to.
Fair play.
Right.
Oh yeah. You muted LB.
You muted
bro.
Yeah, big up, man. If we can't beat Spurs, then let's just rest everyone and forfeit the 3 points. Haaland is frustrated, laughing. Aguero would never. League is done, says KP. Big up to you, bro.
LB, sorry, mate. Are you on the league's done yet? Because I know you've been close all season. You keep gaslighting me to keep up the belief, and I've believed you so far. But
the thing is, it's like So let me answer the question. I think the league is there to be won for Manchester City, but for some reason we're
not capable of it. Yeah,
I don't. Do you get me? Would you get what I'm saying?
Like, I think we could be 4 points clear, and I wouldn't believe in this team to win it. But
the league is there to be won. Arsenal are giving us, even Arsenal fans won't disagree with me. Arsenal are giving us chances to close the gap and even go above them, but we're not taking it.
So is it done then?
Well, whilst it's 6 points, you can't say it's done at 6 points, can you? But we're probably going to get beat at the weekend at Liverpool. We won 3 times since the 80s. That's shit, innit? That is one of the shittest records I've ever seen City have.
And they're
3
still
times.
capable of. They are still capable of putting in a good performance.
They've not
this
been as
season, even
bad
if they've been
recently.
like.
Bro,
Yeah.
but Joe, people keep saying to me, "But LB the shit." I'm like, you don't know some of the shit Liverpool teams we played. In the late
Virtus actually started turning up,
2010s.
hasn't he? Virtus started playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's looking good at the moment.
Yeah.
He'll bag against us, man.
And
Right?
Ekitike, when he starts Ekitike, man, they're fucking different now. He keeps benching him though, doesn't he? And they lose, and then he'll put him in next game, and he'll get a brace.
Before
I
you
still
move
think
on,
it's pretty shit, me, innit?
LB, before you move on, mate,
Yeah.
about that
No, I
Mahrez
think-
thing, I've just got a question for you all here, right?
Oh gosh.
So, no, I just need to ask you some players. So, if two or three world class players better than Mahrez, right? So, would you say Griezmann was better than Mahrez?
Griezmann.
I would
Yeah.
not have Griezmann in the same
2016.
bracket.
I
as
won't have him as a
Mahrez.
winger either.
I wouldn't have him as a winger.
No, he's a
Okay.
10.
Luis Suarez is a winger.
No,
No, not as a winger.
not a
No.
He
winger.
was, wasn't he? Neymar?
No.
No.
What do you
Wait,
mean?
Neymar.
You watch football?
Wait,
Is it
but Neymar was a left winger, not a right winger.
He's a winger,
You
right?
said
Neymar's
right
a
wing,
winger.
though. You said right wing.
Winger. Neymar's playing on the right. He plays everywhere.
You asked us. You asked us to name
right wing, so I
wingers.
want right
Okay, so,
wingers only.
Gareth Bale.
Left winger.
Yeah.
Right,
But he
okay,
played on
so
the left most of the time as well.
Nah, we'll give him Bale.
By
right wing.
then he was
Griezmann plays
on
on
the
the
right.
mate.
wasn't he?
Don't come that shit. Suarez plays right, left, in the middle as well. So did Neymar. So I'm not having it.
Suarez. You're not having Suarez.
Bale.
You're not having Griezmann and Suarez.
Neymar's a left winger and Suarez is a striker. You can't
Suarez?
have neither of them.
What? That was Suarez as a winger.
Suarez was
playing on front three all his career.
In the
He's
middle.
one of the best
Suarez-
number 9s.
In the
As a
middle.
striker?
Yeah.
Front three. He played on the left at Liverpool.
No, he
Nah,
didn't.
he
Oh
didn't.
my god, you
Sterling. It was Sterling, man. Sterling played on
Sterling
the
and Sturridge.
1 year.
Sturridge was playing out wide, if anything else.
Sturridge on the right, Suarez through the middle.
mental.
You are.
Shout out to Brandon. He says LB flip-flopping on Semenyo. I'm not flip-flopping. I like Semenyo. But no one ain't going to tell me that he had a good game today. He was fucking awful. Yeah, shout out for the goal. Nice finish.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
LB. That's the thing
And,
with
you know,
Semenyo,
he's in the
bro.
team for
He
that,
does what he
but-
asked for, right?
He
gets
did,
you that
but
output.
at the same time, it should have led to more because the amount of times he had the ball in good positions and just almost looked like he couldn't be asked and just got tackled every time. It was shit. So
His all-round game was very
big up
good.
for the goal,
Right,
isn't it? Yeah,
right.
shout out for the goal, but all round it was awful.
What do you think? Right, so where have we seen Semenyo be an absolute machine for Bournemouth?
Machine?
Played well against Liverpool, like first game of the
No,
season.
where
he
have we
was
seen him
fucking
play? What positions he played? Right and left, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
unreal.
why have you? It's another one of these things. Why has Pep brought him in and started playing down the fucking middle? Why do we do this as a club? Why do we buy a player?
He was playing off the
Savio,
left,
why do we buy a player who's been
Was he
in
not on the
position
left
and fucking
today?
playing outside somewhere completely different, and then expect to get the same sort
Well,
of
I'd
output?
agree with you on the Doku and Savio thing, yeah, because we did that with them too. But I wouldn't
Been
say
mainly
he's
on the
doing
right
that with
for us. I think he's been mainly.
Semenyo's been playing
Semenyo's
Semenyo's been playing a lot of 4-4. He's been down as that second striker. He played it today. He played it against it was a league game where we
Yeah,
played
but the difference is, yeah, for me, is like Semenyo today was nothing to do because Pep played him in that position. He was just shit.
I'm just saying why do we sign someone and completely play him out of position and then he just becomes
I
a
think
dud?
Semenyo's kind of been able
know.
to play like left and right at Bournemouth.
Yeah,
to
so
be
why
fair.
are you
He's
playing
been-
left or right? Why is he all of a sudden like, you know what?
I don't-
what I'll do is
I don't
put
think
him
he
close
has-
to the counter
I don't-
Haaland. Don't get it.
I don't think he has been like that central. I think he's been pretty wide.
Oh, he has,
in the
Joe. He
games
has.
he's played
If you
for
show
us.
his heat maps, are better.
Yeah, he's been like an
Well,
inside
let's
forward.
pull up
But he's
his heat
also
map,
been a
innit?
winger.
He lines up on the right, and Doku's been lining up on the left.
I've not seen anything in with the way he's played and gone, oh my god, Pep's killing him with the way he's playing it.
He's
No, I'm
playing
just
like a
saying,
little bit like an inside
Why would you
winger,
not
but
sign him and
that's
just
just so he can get
straight on the
goals.
wing?
He has been
Well,
out
this
on
is
the wing,
this
though.
is
That's
his
the thing I
heat
don't
map
get.
for is this City heat map?
Yeah,
Or just-
look, that's wing.
Wait, I
Yeah.
don't know if this is City or this ain't City. This is everything.
Season, innit? Season heat map.
Is that not just his last 5 games, that heat map?
No, what's
Joe knows, innit? He spends a lot of time on these places, innit?
I don't think that's. I don't
mean,
see anything
mean,
there.
today
Which
he's
is,
not
that's-
really much. There's
that's
no
mad
heat there,
that
is there?
heat
There's no
Left wing?
today.
I've not seen anything with Semenyo and gone, oh, the manager's playing him out of position there.
I just
But
noticed it
with-
when I was,
with
I just noticed it was
Savio-
at the games when he's been playing really central and not hugging the touchline. He's been coming in, and I just don't know why.
That's because they want him to
Sign him
score,
as a
get the
winger.
other
Yeah,
Chances
well, he
chances.
wants to get goals, innit?
Do you want him to score though, Pulpy? They want him to score. That's why they played him there. They don't want him on the wing, otherwise he won't score.
Inside winger,
Like that.
innit?
like that Newcastle game, like he doesn't score any of those goals if he's touchline hugging all game.
No, but
That's where
the
he's
general
effective,
point was, why do we
coming
buy
inside
players that excel in their positions and then so all of a sudden try to change them straight away?
Well, with Doku and Savio, I get it, but I don't see
Yeah.
it with Semenyo.
I don't really think you want Semenyo being the one creating chances. You want Semenyo to be on the end of chances, don't you? So you don't really want him picking up the ball and trying to dribble past people like out wide. You need him kind of drifting into those central areas because that's when he excels in it. We've seen that.
In front of goal, one touch at his feet and bang.
Yeah, that's the best.
But you know what's kind of mad, yeah, Jay, right? And I'm sorry, I'll come to these chats in a minute, yeah. But you know what's kind of mad? I feel like I don't know if you guys agree. I kind of feel like we've got 3 players that all need to play in the same position, doing the same thing.
And they're all similar.
Mamouche, Semenyo. I think all 3 of those players' best position is inside left.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, all 3. Yeah.
And only one of them's actually getting numbers doing it. To be fair, so
only one of them's getting.
This guy we signed a few weeks ago,
and his all-round game. His all-round game is probably the worst out of the 3. Like around, but he is putting the ball in the back of the net.
It depends. Yeah, it depends what you want. Do you want
pick your poison?
Do you want the pure output, or do you want a guy like Doku who will do all the mint things, but ultimately doesn't get output, but still has a more impact on the game overall? It's like it's a weird sort of like.
How crazy is that as well, though, man? Already more goals than Savio in it, man. It's fucking mad.
And Doku, let's not forget.
Well, maybe I don't know. Is that true? I don't know, but
yeah, Doku hasn't scored.
I'll just swerve past that anyway. Let's get the next super chat.
Let me fire through these chats, boys. Yeah, big up to Baby who says Messi. I know it's hard. Yeah, I'll go through the chat and then everyone's like, "What?" Let me just go through these chats. Yeah,
go on, bro.
Shout out to Baby who says Messi at Haaland's age was a dog in chasing down players, even if he had a poor game. Haaland does absolutely nothing. That's the huge difference, says Baby. Fair point.
He's 6'4", man. He's 6'5", is he, Haaland?
Jay agrees.
He ain't built to run and chase down players like a Paul Dickoff and Messi sort of player. He's not. If you think he's doing that, he's gonna be gassed after 20.
If you don't create, he needs to be dropped, bro.
I'm not.
You just accepted.
I'm not having you turning Haaland into Carlos Tevez, mate.
I'm not having you comparing him to Messi.
Pulpy, you've just accepted there, and you don't know you've said it, but you've basically just said there, if Haaland don't get chances created for him, he doesn't do anything.
Exactly. So drop.
You've just said that. You have just said that.
What? I didn't say that.
You said he can't press because
he can't press. You
basically said that he can't.
You can't expect him to press. He can't press like Dickoff and Messi can.
So what do we expect him to do then, Pulpy, if he's not scoring goals, like and getting on the end of these chances and shit? What do we do with him?
So he's not scored goals in the last. He's scored 2 goals in the last 8 games, right?
Bro, it's like 11 games. He's got like one open play goal.
One from open play in like 10 games.
11 games.
So you're willing to throw the guy under the bus for that, despite that fact that
I'm not saying throw him under the bus. I'm saying take him out the fucking team.
For like 3 or 4 games,
you can't.
bro.
I actually like you. The problem is with the Haaland discussion the problem with the Haaland discussion from your side is that you're talking about. Well, he's scored 150 goals for us ever for City, so therefore we can't.
I'm going off his body of work.
Yeah, but that's fine. But his body of work doesn't reflect the last month, and the last month is when we've been shit. So we've got to worry about that. Like, you can't.
Needs to change.
Like, when a player is having some of the worst form of his time at the club, you can't go. Yeah, but he was sick 2 years ago, so let's keep him playing.
Fair enough.
You can't do that.
Why aren't we dropping Donnarumma then?
Mate, he's kept us in all these games.
He's playing the same games that Haaland. We've not won the same games yet. He's also in
because he's
in the games.
It doesn't matter. So,
bro, what you want about?
Pulpy man, stop. Pulpy, stop, please.
Because he's playing well. There's a difference. He's playing well. He's keeping us in games. Haaland's keeping us out of games. The way he's playing.
We lose the game to Pulpy today if Donnarumma doesn't play.
Right, I'm just saying, but you're trying to throw somebody under the bus because of the way they play.
Pulpy, it's a really simple. It's a really simple.
Get Roger out of the team then.
I think he should be out. I think
he can drop Rodri as well.
Get them all out. I'm not
against that.
And then when we don't win the next 8 games because all the players you wanted are on the bench, then what? Then where we are now? We're the same situation.
It's all based on. We're saying this based on current performances, and current performances for Haaland have been bad, and Donnarumma's have been fucking mint. So like, there's no like.
I mean, that's some of the criticisms I've seen of Donnarumma from people who've been.
That's fine, idiots.
Why am I not allowed to say it about Haaland, but you're allowed to say it against Kousnov, who's been mint for weeks?
Whenever I said anything bad about Kousnov,
you were saying about him getting dropped, who's been mint for weeks. But then I say it about Haaland.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable rage bait.
Where's the evidence, Jay, that I backed it up? That I've said something bad about Kousnov.
You did. You were saying he's going to come out the team because of his disciplinary record.
No, show me where I said something bad about Kousnov.
If you've deleted this tweet, bro, everyone saw it on Twitter.
Where have I shown something bad about?
You said he was a yellow card merchant.
Yeah, a yellow card merchant. That is a detriment to the team.
He's had 2 yellow cards all season.
Where have I said that? Where have I said something bad about Kousnov? I haven't. I said if he carries on the way he's going, he's probably going to get dropped because he's reckless. That's it.
He said he's a liability.
I'm actually starting to respect this, Pulpy. I enjoy that you're not backing down despite the facts being totally against you here. I'm loving it.
There's no what facts that I'm not slag Kousnov. I think he's fucking mint.
No, not that. I just
what
mean
you've said about him being dropped. But I've not slagged Haaland either. I've just said that he needs to get dropped. It's the exact same argument.
Slagged out some of the words that have come out about Haaland, about this Norwegian fucking fridge up front. There you go.
Bro, you definitely slagged him, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I stand on it, though. I stand on it. So that's fine.
He's a liability if he's going into reckless challenges and getting booked.
He doesn't do it, though. He's done it once, bro. He's done it
all the
once.
time.
Also, Pulpy, why is it throwing a player under the bus when all we're saying is should he be dropped for like 4
I'm trying to
games?
improve him. Like I improved Diaz last year when I told him to hold bench for a bit. Haaland can do the same and he'll improve.
Right, let me go through these chats. Yeah, panel. Challenge for panel. Don't respond to super chat. Yeah? There's a challenge for you guys. Shout out to James. He says Haaland's issue is that he doesn't press, doesn't pass well, and has a concrete first touch anywhere outside the 18-yard box. Despite that, he's still the best striker in the world, but he still has weaknesses, says James. Big up, James.
Good for him, bro. Good for him.
Big up Tom Matco. Issues, in my opinion, second half, sideways passing, loose balls at the edge of the Spurs box, half-assed deliveries into the cross, weak challenges, needs fixing ASAP, says Matco. Yeah, facts, especially the weak challenges, bro. Yeah, I always say Kevin De Bruyne spoke about it last year, Matco, about the midfield being weak, and we've just not addressed it one little bit, bro. So, now big up to you, Matco. Big up to Sanko, says Haaland has 20 BCM. I don't know what that means. What's BCM?
Is that 20 goals out of 36 expected goals? That's the only thing I can think that must be.
BCM of BCC.
Anyone know in the chat what that means?
Does he have 20 goals in the league? Is that still what he's on?
Big chances missed out of big chances.
Out of big chances created. Right, yeah. Yeah,
So
he misses their chances.
What's that, 55%?
Yeah, he misses chances. I get that.
He's scoring.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's always missed chances. He gets better chances.
He's striker that's got better than that.
He doesn't. No one creates for him though, so it don't matter. Don't miss big chances.
Oh, yeah. Big up KP, who says Pep is the problem. He's allowed a weak mentality to fester like a virus, constantly playing favourites. Aguero rode the bench for 4 months. Pep is soft now. That is true, Pulpy.
That is true.
I will let you respond to that, Pulpy. He did bench Aguero. Why can't he bench Haaland?
I'm not talking about I'm doing what you told me to do and don't reply to super chat.
There he is.
Big up Sam, who says Sunderland missed half their team at AFCON, Chelsea United caretaker manager, Boulder in pre-season, Wolves 20th, Spurs 14th, bored of the excuses.
Yeah, fucking hell. It looks really bad when you
there are no excuses. There are no excuses, bro. Honestly, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up Sam. Big up to BM, who says bring back Pellegrini. At least we used to win against
Is he
Spurs.
still alive?
He's in deep storage somewhere anyway. So.
He's a Betis, isn't he? He's the Betis manager.
Yeah, he's Betis, man. He was at the Conference League last year against Chelsea.
He was a codger when he was at City. How's he still fucking in football, man?
Yeah, he's at Betis. Oh, he got to a European final last year.
I know. I think I remember.
Yeah.
He's getting a tune out of Anthony, isn't he? Give him credit.
Yeah, he says Pep was very keen about getting Kun Aguero out the club. Well, this is the thing about the whole Haaland. You can't bench Haaland. Well, he benched fucking
right. Conspiracy theory
Aguero.
time. Do you think that maybe there is some sort of contractual stipulation at
Yes, I do.
really think?
No.
There's no other reason why he'd still be starting every game.
I genuinely think he just doesn't rate Marmouche. That's all it can be.
I'm with Joe. I think he don't rate Marmouche. There's no way there's a contract.
The super chats are flowing nicely then, man.
I know. Big up Steve.
But you think there's one in Savio's contract, LB? You say that all the time. So why won't there be one in Haaland's?
What have I say about Savio?
I swear you said that Savio's got something in his contract where he needs to play a certain amount of minutes, and that's why he keeps playing him. I'm sure you've said that to me before.
But he doesn't play.
No, but I mean, when he was,
he doesn't now.
He's been injured. He's injured now. But when he was, you were saying, I'm sure he's got something in his contract, and that's why.
That just like a throwaway, like joke comment. Like,
yeah, it might have been a joke comment. But I don't believe any City player has any.
I don't forget these things, man.
Yeah, I don't believe any City player has anything in the contract to say that they've got to play a certain amount of games. Not with Pep Guardiola. You think Pep's going to accept that? You think if
No
Carl
way,
Green
bro.
turns up and says, "Oh yeah, this
No
player, by the
chance.
way, you've got to play him all these games," Pep's going to be
Well,
like, "Nope, see ya."
He's lost his fucking damn mind then, because I'm still
The
don't
thing,
know
the thing
why
what
he's
it
not
is, Jay,
finished
yeah,
it.
Pep clearly rates Haaland, innit? Well, no matter what you think about him, bro, that's why he's playing him.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But Jay said, yeah. I'm sorry, it keeps talking for you. Jay rates Haaland, but he doesn't. He needs to be
No,
dropped
I understand.
for like 4 fucking games. You know how many games that'll be? That's like 2 weeks of football, by the way.
Yeah.
That's like 2 weeks of football, and then
It's not like a personal attack on him or like I
bro,
just
listen,
like the guy.
I completely understand you, innit? I hear the criticism. I'm just thinking, obviously, Pep still clearly rates him, innit? Like, even during this period. So, he obviously must think that he's bringing something.
4 games would be Newcastle midweek, which I think he should be rested for anyway, no matter what. Liverpool next week, which would be a bit of a spicy thing to do, but also, you know, given the form he's in, I don't hate it. Fulham, and then Salford in the FA Cup. Like, I don't think that's a controversial run of games to... Maybe a Liverpool aside, I don't think that's a controversial run of games to have Haaland not start, personally.
So what if you drop him for those 4 games, the only game you win is Salford?
You know what the answer is?
Well, then our problems are a lot fucking deeper than that.
You got to look
So
at the manager.
then you go, that's the serious manager, not the fact that you wanted Marmoush to start and he's not scored in 4 games.
No.
Well, if Haaland- what if Haaland-
It's not
Haaland
working
scored.
now.
Marmoush
Factually,
scored
it's
the
not
last
working.
game he started.
Pulpy, factually, right now it's not
Well,
working.
no, I'm
We've won
just-
1 game in 6. If you then change a key component and then it continues not to work, you've got to then look at the manager and go, you can't work with Haaland. You can't work without Haaland.
So if you think, Pulped, that it would be the fault of Marmoush coming in if we lose those 4 games because Marmoush has come in,
Or maybe
does that mean that all? Does that mean that all those games we dropped?
Maybe the people that weren't creating for Haaland aren't creating for whoever's up front.
Does that mean that all the points we dropped where Haaland had started is because of Haaland? Like, is that what
Exactly.
I'm saying you just persist with the best player you've got.
But what if that best
Who
player
right
you've got
now
hasn't
isn't
scored-
Haaland?
That best player you've got scored 1 open goal in 10 league games. Like, that's a problem.
Facts. At what point, Pulpy, do you
He's
go,
got less
he
goals
needs
than
to be dropped?
Gyökeres, bro, in the last 10 games.
This is not reactionary anymore, Pulpy. This is 1 game
It
in
is.
10.
It is.
It's 1 game in 10. It's not reactionary.
Marmoush has 1 open play goal in the last 2. What does that tell you?
I ain't got a problem with Marmoush, innit? I like Marmoush.
No, I like Marmoush. I
problem
think
with
he's mint. I'd love to see Marmoush play.
But you can't because Haaland's starting.
Yeah, you won't drop Haaland.
No, you
Play
can play
both.
both. You
Can
can play
both.
them
That's
both.
what I want. I want him to play them both.
And that's what I was saying before. Like, Pep's changed the system again when it worked against Galatasaray. That 2 up front.
I do kind of. To be fair, I do kind of understand the idea that you can't play the same way against Galatasaray at home in the Champions League as you can against Spurs in the Premier League. Like, it is, they are different, and Galatasaray gave us so much fucking space in that game. Even and it's like I don't hate that we didn't play in the same way, that 4-2-2-2 against Spurs. Like, I'm not. That's not really my issue with it. It's just more the fact that it feels like the only way that Marmoush is going to get minutes right now is if he plays alongside Haaland.
It works so comfortably as well. And then just for the next game, that's the frustrating thing, isn't it? Because it's a shame, because I would have liked to see Marmoush get that run of games as well. When he was, you know,
when we played Newcastle last year and Marmoush got an hat trick and he played with Haaland up front, I was sat in the south stand above it and watched it on. It was absolutely like poetry. It was beautiful. And I thought, here we go. We've got a proper 2 strikers going in there. And ever since then, it's just been like, we don't use it.
I've been calling for that for years. I just think it works.
I don't get why, and I would love to see that every week. I want that. If we're going to play this 4-2-2-2 bullshit, whatever we're trying to get in now, you've got to play your 2. You got to play your 2 best attackers. And that is
why are we not just? Why do we not just play Haaland up top with Marmoush cutting in off the left and Semenyo cutting in off the right? Like, that's 3.
It's too simple, John. I don't get why I don't do it either, mate.
That's 3
Marmoush
forwards.
The thing is about Marmoush, right? Yeah, he can score, but there's some of the assists and the stats he got for Frankfurt. He was doing 20 goals and 20 assists, man. We're desperate for
He does
assists.
numbers for us.
There's always another game, boys.
That's why I'm frustrated that Marmoush doesn't play. And it shouldn't just be at the cost of Haaland. He should be playing as well as Haaland.
No, and you know what as well? I think that takes a bit of pressure off Haaland because then the defenders can't just man-mark Haaland and be like, well, if you mark Haaland, you chill.
If you've got 3 strikers on the pitch to worry about, then if you've got Semenyo, Marmoush, and Haaland as your front 3, who are they focusing on? Like,
Exactly, and that's all I've asked for. Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
double up on
Pikachu,
Haaland, you've got Marmoush in 1v1s, you've got Semenyo in 1v1s, and you've got like some combination of like Cherky or Foden behind them feeding them. You've got fucking Rodri and Nico G or whoever feeding them as well from behind. Like I don't understand why it hasn't happened yet personally, but like whatever, it's.
Do you think
Pep,
maybe?
do
Do you think it could be as simple as? We know Pep doesn't obviously just fancy, but do you think he's just not putting it in training? He doesn't look interested.
Could be. It could just be like.
I think that's what it just comes down to. The basics is he's not interested in training that as much. He doesn't seem
This
to.
is Marmoush, sorry.
Yeah, Marmoush doesn't generally seem to be on it in training. That he's not really earning his place in the team to start and get minutes.
I think if he's not getting, if it's even a case of if he's coming off the bench and only getting like 2 or 3 minutes, and obviously there was some talk over this time at AFCON, that like how much stock there is in this, I don't know, but there was some talk that like he was thinking of maybe moving on from City because of the lack of game time he's getting.
He was actually linked to Spurs, wasn't he?
Maybe it stinks of a bit of a bad attitude in training, or like a bit of a something's happened somewhere.
That would
maybe
surprise me, right? Because the type of player that he is, yeah,
he's all action.
Like Mark says it, like Marmoush is a player that when he's on the pitch,
I agree.
He might have a shit game, yeah, but he doesn't stop running. He presses like crazy.
Yeah,
So
he does.
okay, I would be surprised if when
he's sat on the bench. Yeah, but he's also sat on the bench watching a fucking statue get every game, though, isn't he? Like that's the problem, that he's sat there watching Haaland.
Yeah, but what the point I'm making is, I feel
does.
like those type of players play like that in training and play like that in the game. They just like that. That's how they program.
Like Aguero was supposed to not be the best trainer, was he? Everyone said that about him all the time. But on the pitch, he's a killer, man. You should just know what they're going to give you on match day.
Off the top of your heads, how many games has a Marmoush really come on as a sub for us and really affected?
Well, he comes on for 2 minutes. So probably
he can.
Even if you include last season.
So he's not even coming on and contributing anything to games in 5, 10, 15 minutes. He's getting here and there. He's just not, is he?
But you can't in 5-10 minutes every time.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do, Jay, but people do, mate. I'm just saying he's obviously...
He got stuck on in the 93rd minute
No,
today.
I'm not saying, but by the time he comes on the pitch, he doesn't even look like he's going to contribute much anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like his...
Well, how can you do that in 5 minutes? Like,
Right,
how can you...
Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers, bro.
6, 8, 3, 1.
Yeah, but then that was the first start of the season. 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 16 when we was winning anyway. 3 minutes against Newcastle when you needed
It's not
goal.
even
By the way,
one half of football combined.
look at this one. Look at this one.
Games.
1 minute, bro. 1 minute. Didn't even come on v Fulham. 21 minutes. 1 minute.
I'm looking at. Sorry, if you go back and look at. I'm just looking at this now. Go back to his Prem stats. Like there's basically the same look, but for last season, the guy started every game when he came in, with the exception of 2 games, like in the Premier League. Like, what has happened in the summer that suddenly made him like unstartable? I don't understand it. Like, why is he now?
He didn't have a good club. But no, I tell you the truth. Yeah, he didn't end the season very well. Yeah, he didn't end the season very well, and he didn't have a good Club World Cup. And I remember saying that in the Club World Cup. I say, I big up Steve Lewis, man. He's got a dip. Big up Steve Lewis, bro. Big
Dave
up
man, interesting chat today. Yeah, big up yourselves.
Big up Steve Lewis. Yeah, he actually ended the season not great, last few games, and then the Club World Cup he didn't play well, right? However, for me, I just think that going into a new season, it should be fresh slate anyway. So, you know, but like you can't tell me something's gone on. Going from that to this that you're about to look at now minutes,
is like it's crazy.
Look at that Newcastle game as well when we're losing 2-1 and he's getting
Villa,
3 minutes.
Villa, bro.
6 minutes against Villa when we're losing and you need a goal.
Yeah, I can't remember that Newcastle game. Was it that way? Did they score late in that or something? Newcastle.
Yeah, was it 1-1 when he came on, or did they score and like we literally had to like make a sub straight away?
No, it was that dodgy offside, wasn't it? That sunk us, the one that did the Bruno.
Harvey Barnes, yes, 70th minute.
So yeah, he come on when we were losing again. With no time to go.
I don't know whether something's not right. Whether that be
280 minutes in the Premier League, bro.
That's and what did he get today?
Minutes, then.
He got 3 minutes today, right, or 4 minutes. So that's 7 minutes combined that he's been given against teams in losing positions. What is he supposed to do with that time to make an impact on the game? I'm sorry, you can't, man. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and 1 minute in games that were behind him.
Oscar Bob has played nearly double the minutes that Marmoush has this season, and I know that Bob's like been available for most of the season, whereas Marmoush hasn't. But like, it's fucking crazy that like, and he's gone. Like,
but as any of the journalists in any press conference said this to Pep. This is why I don't watch the pressers anymore, because they're fucking pointless. Someone, in that press conference tonight should have said, Pep Guardiola, you've got a £65 million striker here, who you signed in January, who did really well. He scored all these goals last season. And this year, you've played him 281 minutes in the whole season. And the major thing for me is that in the 3 games when you've needed a goal, Villa, Newcastle
and today
and Spurs, you've played him for 14 minutes. Explain. But no journalist will ask him the question.
No, I think, but you know what you'd get? You'd get, well, I have a £50 million striker who's starting and a £65 million winger who's starting, and he'd bat it off like he always does. He doesn't really tend to answer these difficult questions anyway, so that's why I think journalists just don't bother, because like, what's the point? And I don't blame Pep for not answering them, to be fair, but it just means that you're going to get the boring questions.
You got to ask the questions, though, Joe. You can't just not ask the fucking questions.
Yeah,
it was like, the Grealish thing last year. The Grealish thing last year. I remember saying to the chat, I said, chat, I've got absolutely zero ITK knowledge here, because I don't get any ITK. Me and Jay, we don't get any ITK knowledge, But I said, look at his numbers pre-Christmas, post-Christmas. I said something happened at Christmas, because before Christmas he was playing. Then it was Everton, I think, on a Boxing Day, and he didn't play, not in squad. No reason why he wasn't in the squad, and then he never fucking played in the Premier League again. And I said something happened at Christmas. Anyway, he left in the summer, and then apparently the rumours come out that basically he got steaming at Christmas or something. So I'm connecting the dots. I'm connecting the dots. I did it with Grealish, and now I'm looking at this and going, I'm sorry, I'm really struggling to see something here.
And I'm pretty sure Marmoush is a Muslim, so he's not out on the piss at Christmas. So.
Exactly. So something's gone. It's just weird, but it needs speaking about, and some of the journalists needs to ask him, man. Anyway, I've got more of these chats to go through. Big up Connor says, Haaland, no press and no aggression yet again. How does Marmoush continue to get microwave minutes? 3, 5 minutes. On the pitch. There you go, Connor. Just answered it, bro. Well, we're not.
That's a great expression. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to use that.
I know. That is good. Big up, Connor. Big up, Nelly saying Capone speaking facts. Yeah, I think he lagged out, bro. He's got the link, so I think he lagged out. But yeah, shout out Capone, bro. Big up to him, man. Big up Craig, 13 months says Arsenal is shit. We shouldn't be anywhere near them. Yes, we're transitional, but this team should be performing better than it is. I agree.
I put this out on Twitter before. Like, I think this is the most sort of like frustrating thing about. Not frustrating, but I think it's why a lot of people, and I probably include myself in this, to be fair, for those first 3 draws of the year. Like, I didn't feel that bad about them, because Arsenal was still like holding the door open for us. They were still like dropping points, and like we were still like in with a shot because they weren't running away with it. But really, if Arsenal were actually as good as a lot of people think they are, then they should have fucking run away with it. Like, it should never have ever been. Like, we shouldn't even be thinking.
We shouldn't have a sniff. Yeah,
it's 6 points now, and that is not an unassailable lead.
And we've won 1 in 6.
And we've won 1 in 6. And the fact that Arsenal have refused to capitalize on us being shit has made us all sort of sleepwalk into not realizing like how shit we actually have been for this. Like,
this is why I don't want to put too much into us being second, Joe. When people keep telling me the second, it doesn't really mean that to me.
I think even winning the league this year is
there's bro. We should not be second after winning 1 game in 6, bro.
No,
we're lucky the fact that nobody's capitalised and nobody's made a move behind us. Because Villa are dropping points and stuff like that as well. So it might look good on paper, but the performances don't suit the fact that we're second. No way, man.
No,
we have 1 in 14, and we only like dropped down like 2 places last year or something.
This is the thing. Like, this is what's so frustrating about it, is that the Premier League is not in a good place right now. Like, it's I don't know whether it's just the fact that it's got, everyone's got good players, so it's more. There's 2 ways you have to think about it. You're either the kind of guy who thinks that everyone's got better players, so it's got more competitive, so no one's running away with it, or you're the kind of guy who just thinks that the quality has dropped.
I think it's a bit of both.
5 years ago, it is a bit of both. But if you dropped 18, 19 City or Liverpool into this league right now, I don't think it's even a contest. Like, it's they
we get 120 points, mate.
You're 15 points already.
It's insane, and the fact that we've still got technically, mathematically, a chance of doing it this year, which I don't think we will. By the way, like we're nowhere near good enough. But I think that it's so crazy that Arsenal have even still haven't killed this off yet. That's how fucking crazy it is to me. But I think that makes it really difficult. It means that you basically feel like Whereas really, like about 3 or 4 games ago, that should have been the moment nailing the coffin, and we shouldn't even be thinking about the potential title race right now. But Arsenal keep making us think we're still in a title race.
Yeah. I'd rather
so every week that we're dropping points, it feels like we're bottling the title all over again. Even though really we probably did it about a month and a half ago.
That's kind of like, in a weird way, you almost kind of just want to be put out your misery, innit?
Exactly.
I wish they would have won those games, man, because it's kept me believing for.
I wouldn't even be bothered about today if that had happened. Like, it'd be like, oh well, we're shit, aren't we?
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we'll probably fucking get beat off Liverpool next week, but Arsenal probably fuck up against
and they'll lose against Sunderland.
For fuck's sake, we're still in it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dafties. He said, "Don't remember Karl Doon saying we're going into a transition season. If the club players and manager only talk about winning,
that's true.
That's true. Yeah, this is very true. Dafties.
He sold us the dream in the summer, man. Before this season,
aside, man. Yeah, no, it's true, man. You know what I
mean?
And
I never really take huge. Obviously, I think those end of season reviews are bullshit. But I think if you're gonna on this, like if you're gonna set those expectations publicly, then those are the standards that you should be held to publicly. Like I'm not the kind of guy who thinks I didn't go into this season thinking, well, we're going to win the league, and I didn't even think that we should win the league because of how shit last season was. But if Karl Doon's going to sit there and say like last season was the shit year and things are going to get better now, then you expect it to get. And to be fair, if we win a trophy this season, even if it is just the Carabao.
They bought the Player of the Year, Midfielder of the Year from Serie A. They bought Cherky in. They bought Aït-Nouri, proven player.
Keeper of the Year from the Champions League last year.
Keeper of the Year. They've then invested in January, got Gay, top signing, Semenyo, third highest goal scorer in the league. So you can't really blame City fans.
Exactly. You can't blame the squad no more, man.
I could imagine at the start of the season, we sign all those players and someone just goes, nah, no chance we're in a fucking title race. They become negative. Whereas now, those City fans are called like realistic or whatever. And it's kind of like, it's funny how it changes. I guarantee you, if I would have sat here at the start of the season before ball was kicked, after we've just spent all that money and gone, no way are we winning the league. Not a chance. I guarantee you people have been calling me bare negative and shit. Yeah. But now it's almost as like, if you say that now, it's like you're the realistic one. And it's kind of mad. Anyway, shout out Dafty, shout out BM says, bring back Alvarez. He's mobile on the pitch. Big up to you, bro. Big up KP says, Pulpy's defense of this shit is stronger than City's defense lawyers on 115. How much is the Pep and club paying you, Pulpy? There's always an excuse.
I've not even got one free body pie out of City, lads, so...
Shambolic,
or a Bovril. I'd even take a Bovril at this point, babe, but nothing.
Shocking. Deli says, Mahrez wasn't a top 10 winger when we signed him. Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, Ribéry, Robert. Were they still cooking?
No, they wasn't. Ribéry and Robert not cooking
in 2019.
Yeah, no chance.
Nah, I think that's cat, bro.
And half of them aren't right wingers either. Oh, I checked this as well, by the way. Riyad Mahrez, the season in 2016 when Leicester won the league, was top 10 in Ballon d'Or as well.
He was seventh. He was seventh, and I listed you 5 players above him, which you all.
Wow, did you know that, Pulpin? You didn't want to tell us that.
Yeah, there we go. So he was 7th best player in the world. In all positions.
I asked you who the players were who were better than him. I said to you, these players, I knew he was 7th.
You just asked for wingers.
So before, in that argument, you knew that Mahrez finished 7th in Ballon d'Or. And you were asked,
so the reason why you were trying to
put Ballon d'Or is a fucking joke, by the way.
The reason why you were trying to put Suarez as a striker is because he's one of the six players who finished ahead of him in the Ballon d'Or.
Cole Palmer got top 10 once. Come on.
You knew in that argument that
Jorginho won the Ballon d'Or.
7th best player in the world.
And you didn't tell us. That is mad.
Jorginho won the Ballon d'Or 1 year, lads. So, come on.
Still, that is crazy how you can't.
No, he didn't.
Sorry, top 3. So, I'm saying.
You know that in crime, yeah, when you have a crime, like if the police find some information, yeah, they have to give that information to the defense lawyer, yeah? It's called, what's it called? It's called that discovery.
So it's Ballon d'Or's fault for the wrong ranking.
You
literally saw me looking at a list on my phone going, what about these players?
And didn't pass it over, man. That is
he withheld info, man. That is criminal.
You can research your own arguments, lads. I'm not here to
That's obstruction of justice, Pulpy. Obstruction of justice.
Mate, and if I would have found some information out, that was bad against Mahrez, I would have given it you. But I didn't.
Jamie Vardy got 8 for that. Jamie Vardy was 8 for that year.
It was mega. He won a fucking.
It wasn't the. Come on, let's be real.
He won the Premier League, bro.
So you're telling me that year is a better striker than who's the best
Haaland this year, yeah.
And only Cristiano Ronaldo, I think there's a striker that was better than him that year.
I think Jamie Vardy's one of the most underrated strikers of the last decade, 20 years. I genuinely do. I think he's absolutely incredible. And I can't believe no big team went in for him after Leicester. But it was absolutely insane. The guy backed. The guy was backed, man.
And let's not forget, it's not just a one-season wonder for Mahrez, because then he went on to do it time and time and time again after that. So I get the argument with Vardy. Yeah, if Mahrez never was noticed in the Ballon d'Or votes ever again, but he was in the Ballon d'Or that year with Leicester, and then was in it again and again and again for City as well after that. So that was just the start of being...
I agree with you. When he became world class, yeah.
No, he was world class then, though.
So does that mean that he was world class when he got it the first time?
That. He kept the standard up from there.
Did his standard improve at City over Leicester?
I think he was just as good for both. I just think he was playing in a better team for Man City.
Max.
But he carried that team by himself, man, pretty much.
We got 27 GA in the Prem alone for Leicester, man.
That's fucking mad.
27 GA for Leicester.
You both agreed before that he wasn't world class. So why are you now?
I said he was world class. I never said
actually
that.
disagree. I just said I assumed your position to make an argument, but I do think he was world class. Yeah, and you just confirmed it by saying he finished 7th in Ballon d'Or.
I think he was.
I don't trust the Ballon d'Or, mate. It's a popularity vote.
Oh, there we go. So it's Ballon d'Or's fault now.
Well, hang on. We all know who the best player in the world was 3 years ago. It was Erling Haaland, and he didn't get it because they gave it out of sentiment to Messi. So come on.
Yeah, but to be fair,
come on. You can't say that. I can't give you those irrefutable facts, and then you say it's actually.
When Roger won it, it was good.
Karl won the World Cup, man. Like,
he did win the World Cup.
I do get it, man. Yeah, he did. Ian says LB is time to drop Paul for a game or two. No, he's undroppable. He's undroppable, bro.
He's untouchable.
He's got something in his contract. He's got something in his contract.
In the message I said, "This is my last ever show, lads." I think it's my last ever
one. Well, it could be, but unfortunately, it's in your contract. He's got to play every game. We got Harrison says, Paul people say Morgan Gibbs White is better than Mahrez.
Come on, I'm not that fucking stupid. Come on. I might think Morgan Gibbs White is a good player, but come on now.
I'm sure you called Morgan Gibbs White world class last year. I swear you did.
No, I didn't.
Stop Online Hate says we'll win the league. City till I die. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Mikey says Pilpy's a CIA plant made to rage bait. Big up for Mikey, man.
You know what, right? So here's the thing. If you if any of you ever want to do a panel show with your mates, you go do it, right? Yeah. If I was to come in here, my opinions were a little bit in favour and a little bit not in favour, but sat on the fence. You'd all criticise and say, "Oh, come on, Pulpy. Oh, say the fucking what you really mean." So when I say what I really mean, you're like, "Oh, fucking shut up, get him off. He's a fucking wank."
No, just don't agree with it. I prefer you to be like that.
Only when you say Mahrez wasn't world class.
No, but what I will do is I will emphasise my opinion higher up the level of scale to make it more of a challenge to talk about and have an opinion. That's what it's about. Do you want me
don't sit on the fence like LB, man.
Do you want me to be a yes man and change who I am? Just be a yes man and just become a ghoul like you all see on social media?
No, that's fine, isn't it? But at the same time, yeah, you're also saying that Haaland can't be dropped when he scored one goal.
And don't call me a ghoul for being the opposite end of the spectrum either. Don't call me a ghoul for being opposite end.
I didn't say Haaland could be dropped, did I? I said
also, you can't be having a go at people on Twitter about scapegoating and then saying
and then scapegoat Kousnov.
How's that the same?
It's the same.
Oh, we can't do this again.
Diaz, yeah.
I can't believe I missed that at the start.
No, wait a second. Yeah, if Diaz made a mistake in a game, one mistake after 20 minutes, and this guy goes on Twitter and slags Diaz off, I guarantee you'd
be slagging me off, 100%.
The first mistake he made in the game. That's what
you would. You'd be slagging me off saying I'm scapegoating Diaz and I've got agendas.
Again, I'll go back to the evidence that was shown on screen before. I've not slagged Kousnov off. I said he needs to work on his aggression because otherwise he will find himself out of the team because of that aggression.
Merchant and said he's a liability. I don't understand.
If you're making reckless challenges, you're a liability to the team.
But you pretty much said that he should come out of the team when he.
No, I didn't say he should come out of the team. I said he would come out of the team.
I don't see how someone's a liability disciplinary-wise when they've got 2 yellow cards all season. I think that's crazy.
You don't have to. Disciplinary doesn't have to be a problem if you don't want to get bought, mate.
When have they ever scored off like a free kick or a penalty that Kousnov has given away either? By the way,
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
None is the answer. That's why.
Shout out to Brody. Says I agree with dropping Haaland, but if we go Liverpool and miss a ton of golden chances, then you'd not think people would give Pep stick. Maybe why he ain't. The problem is that, well, that's a good question, and that's the argument. I guess the whole debate is about this.
But then the only thing is,
at the moment, we're not creating enough chances for Haaland. And when you don't create enough chances for Haaland, is a net negative to the team. That's just the facts. Yeah.
The only problem is that when it comes to you have the two options, like either Haaland plays and misses the golden chances, and then you give Haaland stick, or Haaland doesn't play and chances are created that Haaland isn't there to put away, and then Pep gets stick. But that's just the nature of football.
But,
isn't it?
if Haaland was playing the games, yeah, and getting chances and missing them, like loads of chances every game and missing them, I wouldn't be dropping him. I'd talk about it, but I'd struggle to drop him, yeah, because he's getting the chances. So it's a matter of time that he starts taking them. I think it happened last season. He went through a bit of a period where he was getting chances and missing them, but eventually he gets scoring again. My point is, we checked the stats before I showed him on screen. The guy's not getting that many opportunities, and the quality of chances he's getting is poor. So if he's not getting chances created for him, yeah, that many, even though he has got a few, yeah, drop him, because otherwise, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, one thing I will agree with you on, that dropping him is fair if he's tired.
He's not tired. He don't fucking
That's
run.
what I'm saying, but if he looks knackered, he's
tired.
off the ground, then I think you would drop him then. But that's the only way I would drop him.
I think he is tired. Like, I mean, if you look at the the seasons where he's been his most effective, then we were bringing him off at like 60, 70 minutes, like most games, but we haven't been able. But because Pep won't sub on Marmoush any earlier than 90th minute, he's been injured, and then at AFCON, he's basically had to play 90 minutes for the whole season up to now, basically. So all those minutes that he would have not been playing because he's being subbed off at like 60, 70. So that's over.
I don't really think he barely moves though, Joe. I don't think he really.
I think in this last month to 6 weeks, maybe even 2 months, if you want to be harsh, I think that's probably because of that. Like, he's had to do so much more physically this season than he has in other seasons previous, because he hasn't like been given any kind of real, ability to
I just don't
stop and take a rest.
I just don't expect a player who's on £500,000 a week on a 10-year contract, who's their only skill to be spoon fed by other players. I expect a lot fucking more.
No, so do I.
I don't want a guy in our team that's on that much money that needs to be fucking spoon fed.
But do you not agree that is what Haaland needs, though? He needs chances. He's not
exactly.
He's not Mbappe. He's not Messi.
He does need it, and that's why I don't think he's good enough to be in the team right now. Because we're not spoon feeding him.
No. All right. So I agree then. I agree. Because
and remember last week when you tried to dog me out on the poll. I'd have been interested to see if you did it again today, if it would have still been 50-50.
What was the poll?
That was the whole Haaland debate last week when it was 50-50 when you put it on, because you've already changed your mind.
Why? What was the actual poll?
If I was, it was J Talks shite or J Talks facts, I think it was, when my whole Haaland rant last week. Shite. And it was 50-50. And now you've already come on side. And you was against me last week.
But I can't remember the context. I've always said you.
It was me saying exactly this, to drop him and that he's not been good enough and all stuff like this. You set a poll up and saying I was talking shite, and you are already on side now. A week later.
Well, but the thing is though, yeah, I'm not. What I'm saying is, I'm cool to drop him. What I personally would do is play Marmoush and Haaland together.
That would be your first choice.
That would be my because I think that benefits Haaland. It takes the pressure off him. He has that pressing merchant next to him in Marmoush, and I think that's what I would do. So my initial thing is, I wouldn't drop Haaland. What I'm saying is, I'm not against dropping it. Unlike Poolpy and that before, saying you can't drop him. I'm not against dropping him, but I wouldn't drop him. I'd play him with Marmoush. Now, if you played him with Marmoush and he was just carried on being shit, then eventually I would just say, right, just drop him. But I'm not in the camp where I would be like, I'm not going to drop him. Like, if you want to drop him, drop him. If Pep drops him on Wednesday or against Liverpool, whatever, he deserves to be dropped. But in my opinion, what is his best game in the last 10 games? Galatasaray. Guess what? He had fucking Marmoush next to him and he scored a fucking goal, and then he fucked him back off. So I go, the best game he's played in the last 10 matches is probably Galatasaray, first half. He scored a goal, decent performance, had a couple of chances.
I think they did play into our... I think they played into our hands massively.
Yeah, but it was still his best performance.
But I do get it. That style of team that we play against does suit him down to the ground, who leaves space in behind.
Right, so what I'm saying is, the best game he's played in the last 10 matches, where he scored the goal, and Cherky come out after the game and said, we all love playing this system. Bit of an idea. Why don't you fucking play that system again?
Yeah, I think they should have done today.
And then if he does that and he's still shit, then cool, drop him. But if you want it, what I'm saying is, I'm not against dropping him because he's been poor.
But it wouldn't be your first choice. It'd be.
But my preference would be to play Marmoush left striker, Haaland right striker, Cherky off the right, Semenyo or Doku off the left behind, and And then I'd play Nico G and Rodri for the physicality. Even though Bernardo was mega first half today, yeah, he was class first half, probably best 45 minutes he's had for this club this season, yeah. Just for the physicality aspect and that, you know, getting the sort of like taller players in the team. That's how I would run it.
Can I ask where you stand with Nico O'Reilly at the moment? Because
I thought Nico O'Reilly today was very good. I thought he was good against Galatasaray. However, in that system, I'd play Aït-Nouri because I need.
So you think he drops to the bench then? Because he's been for me, just the last couple of months. I think a few. I don't know what I call them errors specifically, but I think he's been a little bit of a defensive liability sometimes. I think his positioning sometimes is a little bit off. Like he kind of pulled out of that challenge today for the second goal. I don't know whether he needs a rest as well because he's tired, but I don't know. Some things just aren't quite clicking.
He's played a lot of football. He wouldn't do. I thought he played well today. I thought he played well against Gala, but yeah, he could do with a bit of a break. But yeah, I probably would play Aït-Nouri on the left because I think he gets forward a lot more. And obviously, if you play in that 4-2-2-2 system, it's quite narrow, isn't it? So you probably do need some guy balling. But I tell you what, yeah, he does need to release the ball a bit quicker. He did it a couple of times today where he
he nearly got injured off just running into someone, didn't he? Not releasing the ball, yeah.
So that's what I would do. I'd play that system that he played against Galatasaray. Aït-Nouri bombing down the left, yeah, and just play Gueye, Kousnov, and Nunes, and just tell Nunes, like, you work out where to go. But you got that back three then of Gueye, Kousnov, and that's pacey as well. And it works. I thought first half against Galatasaray, I thought he played some really good stuff. And then the players, Cherki's coming out after the game and saying, this is the system the players want to play. And I think when you're struggling, and we are struggling, we've won one game in 6, when you're struggling, I think if you watch a performance, you go, that's a pretty good performance. And then the players are coming out after and saying, we like this system.
I think that's even more chance to go with the players, yeah. If they feel good playing the system, then give it to them, man.
You could see it on Wednesday night. You could see Cherki. You could see Doku. That fucking Doku performance at the first 30 minutes.
Unreal, man. Unreal, yeah.
Unreal. Yeah, and obviously maybe Semenyo can't do everything that Doku can do, but I think if you put Semenyo in there, he could do it to, you know, maybe slightly lesser degree, but I don't think it changes massively. So this is the point I'm going back to, and I know Joe was saying that maybe today wasn't the game, but when you're not playing well, I just think you should just stick with something. Do you know like these people, yeah, when like they don't know what to do, like and you keep bouncing maybe from job to job, or you know, they do all these things, you know, like just fucking focus on one thing and nail it.
And you'll get really good at it, yeah.
And you'll get really good at it. So for me, Pep, just decide which system you're going to go for. If it's the 4-2-2-2, if it's a 4-3-3, it's the one you played today, whatever. Get a system and just fucking play it every single game now for the next month or so. And just get the players used to it.
The thing is, I think he's been doing that for the last month. He's been trying to find the system that works.
But he played a shit, but he's done it with the shit system with Rodri on his own, Joe. He picked the wrong one to do it with. The one he decided to do it with is the one where he had one single midfielder in the whole midfield, Rodri. But he's just come back from a fucking injury. And then wonders why Rodri got fucking dog walked at Old Trafford and Bodo Glimt. And all our fan base is getting onto Rodri after Bodo, saying he's fucking finished. When Pep plays him in minus fucking 15 degrees at Bodo on his own in the midfield. Obviously he's fucking going to be shit.
I think there's a trend. I think there's a trend that's been coming in probably like 8 months or something. End of last season, the most of this is we tend to pick teams now. It tends to pick a team that's starting 11 that is best built to expose their weaknesses rather than picking an 11 that is best to get the best out of us. You know what I mean? If we look at it as like, well, they might have a bit of a weakness in their right back or left back, and it's like we're trying to expose that rather than saying we'll just put our best fucking team out and what weaknesses they've got, we'll just expose them all rather than trying to
focus on our strengths.
Focus on our strengths, which is Haaland's in behind in a space, there's no one going to stop him. Balls into Haaland, and no one's going to stop him. Players running off Haaland, your Reinders, your Marmoush, and you've got your flying wingers Doku and now Semenyo. And you've got two absolutely mint fullbacks, and you've got your midfield anchors. But just don't seem to do that. It's fucking about for this reason and for that reason, and messing about trying to get this player in the team. And we might just suffocate one position. Fuck that. Let's just go out and smash teams to pieces because we've got the ammunition.
That's what I want to do. Yeah, ruthless, man. Bring back the ruthlessness.
Yeah, no, it's facts, man. It's facts. Right, we'll probably leave it there.
I'm fucking exhausted now after all this.
Can I just quickly before we go say fuck referees and they're just
they are
the
bad.
The standard of referee in this division. And don't get me wrong, Roger should have also got a second yellow card. I think he was shit across the board, but I think the decision for that first goal is fucking mental. I just can't.
Have you seen that they've changed the goal apparently to Solanke's
goal? Yeah.
Even though it literally comes off,
he kicks
his leg through it, don't he?
Yeah, because if they give it to Gay on goal, they have to
if they give it as an OG,
it.
then they have to accept that it is a foul. Yeah.
If that's the other way, and if Gahey kicks the back of Solanke's leg and it doesn't go in the net, it's a penalty.
It's a pen. Yeah.
It's the fucking cowards, man. It just annoys me because when you guaranteed that'll be on Ref Watch tomorrow, and Dermot
and they'll back it. They'll find a way to like.
There's no way of backing it. The guy's kicked the back of his leg, which has then gone into the fucking ball.
I don't.
It's the most obvious foul you've ever seen. He's kicked him. He's legit kicked the guy.
I don't mind like Dermot. I don't mind if gimps like Dermot Gallagher are going to go and just like back their mates on national television. That's fine. I don't care if I don't even care if like obviously Gary Neville's saying on comms that it was never a foul. And it's like, well, but obviously he doesn't like City anyway, so doesn't really care about that. It's what's going to annoy me is when fucking Howard Webb and PJ comes out tomorrow and back it. They're gonna be the ones that's gonna be the one that will fuck me off. Because it was the same with the United the challenge on Doku a couple of weeks ago where they came out after and said like, oh no, actually that was a correct decision. What fucking planet are you on where a stud into the knee is a fine decision? I hate it, and I hate referees. I hate fucking the fact that VAR doesn't overturn these things. Is just fucking what is the point of that technology?
That's why I just bin the fucker, man. This is why they should
just bin it, though.
I'm just getting to a point now where I don't just hate like City with what's going on at City at the moment, but the whole sport in general is just fucking hard graft to watch nowadays, man. It's so shit.
I'm with you, Jay. Right? I understand people wanting VAR and they want it for legitimate reasons because they didn't feel like this, that, and the other. But you're telling me that. If you woke up tomorrow and said, breaking news, the Premier League decided to get rid of VAR for the next year until they get some better technology in 2 years' time, the very, very first decision that goes against a team, it'll be fucking, the media will go mad.
No, but
social media will go mad.
Yeah.
It'll be even
but
worse.
I could accept it because it's in person, but these guys are making mistakes now with a screen, so I'd rather just be able to like live the moment and play the football, and leave it to.
You say that, Jay, until things happen like Roy Carroll pulling the ball at the back.
I know, but we're not even getting the right decisions now, Pulpy, with all the pauses and the breaks and the VAR. So what's the point?
A lot of decisions now are subjective. It's a person's opinion is what the problem is. If you want VAR gone, all these contentious offsides and penalties and bullshit and stuff.
But that's fine. Let the guy on the pitch make the. Let the guy on the pitch.
Because I think it's subjective anyway.
That's why VAR will never work because it's subjective. I can show you something, and you can say straight red. I can say fantastic tackle, man.
So let me make this last point then. So if you want, we've all just agreed that referee standards are in the mud, right?
But they got worse because
so they've got worse and worse and worse.
Because they've got. VAR bails them out.
VAR from completely and let these absolutely dog shit referees.
Because I think a lot of the worst decisions that they make are when they make no decision because they think, well, if I'm wrong, VAR will overturn it. That's what so
they've
many
got that
do.
safety blanket, so they know that they don't have to be fucking tip top every game. That's why the standards have slipped because they know that they've got that to fall back on if they have a howl.
And the problem is that their mates are the ones in the fucking booth who are doing it and don't want to make them make them mates.
You know what you should do is they shouldn't. I think the way to fix that is they shouldn't tell you who's on the fucking VAR. It should just be anonymous. Fuck it, and even the referees don't know.
That'd be worse. I think.
I don't think it is. Then you can't say who's criticising you.
Then you'd be calling for corruption though, because you'd be like, "Who the fuck's in that box?"
Yeah, you'd be like, "Who is it?" Yeah.
It won't matter.
Nah. Corruption calls would go wild, man.
They go wild now, mate. It just echoes because people use it as a way to make noise on social media.
I just think football had problems without VAR, and it's got
bigger problems now.
But it was a better sport without VAR.
It was such a better sport,
especially for those in the fucking stadium.
How did we get to VAR, mate?
No, but I think a big part of this now is like if you got rid of VAR now, we'd all appreciate that it isn't going to be perfect no matter what. We tried VAR.
Yeah, you say that, Joe, until...
And we're not against all types of technology.
I'm not saying...
Like, I'm happy for it to be black and white, like goal line, offsides, like split second, like automated stuff. But when it's subjectivity about fouls and tackles and penalties, which is subjective, whether it's a guy on the pitch or a guy in a fucking booth or a guy watching it from a fucking hot air balloon above the stadium, at the end of the day, it's still some dickhead that's going to make the wrong decision based off his own opinion. So you might as well just take it away.
I'm not here saying that if we got rid of VAR, we'll never ever complain about a bad refereeing decision ever again, because that's gonna happen. Like, shit decisions will happen. However, I just want the guy making the shit decision to be the guy who's on the pitch looking at it without replays. Because if someone who is watching the thing as many times as me is coming to the wrong decision, and I can make the right decision at home, and I've not got all this PGMOL training, then what the fuck is the point?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, the stats say that they've got 98% accuracy.
Yeah, because PGMOL, because Howard Webb comes out afterwards
and says that they're right when they're wrong. Yeah.
But to be fair to him, right, I do say they do check about 400 incidents a game.
And the fact that it takes like 6 minutes sometimes as well.
Yeah,
like
the number of them, like today, they looked at. There was a couple of times today where they looked at something so innocuous and just went, "Oh yeah, that's been checked," and that'll go down the stats as a correct decision made. And that's why they've got like 99.9% fucking correct decisions, because they check 10 things a game.
It just doesn't belong in the sports. Football's meant to be quick and passionate.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, bro, I tell you now, I never celebrated a goal, again after that Spurs fucking Champions League game. Never again, bro. Never again. Every time after that game, in that Spurs game, celebrating like crazy, going mad. The whole stadium was bouncing. I never celebrated a goal the same ever again, because every time we scored, I'd celebrate and then I'd just be like looking at the ref, looking at the linesman, looking at the screen, see if it says VAR. It destroys.
Kills the game. Yeah.
It destroys it, bro. Like, fuck it off, man.
And and the thing is, most of us wanted this to come in because refereeing did.
I didn't.
Well, okay, well, a lot of people did.
And it's fine to give it a chance, but
we've given it a go now. And I think we can decide that. I think we can all collectively, as fans, agree that it is worse because of it.
It was a better sport.
But the problem is that FIFA
had a chance to vote out, and everyone voted for it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is it. The problem is that even Premier League clubs, Premier League clubs will probably look at it and say, "Well, these 5 or 6 decisions are dog shit, but the other 15 or 16 are good. So therefore, we're going to
wait to the World Cup, mate, when they're doing it for yellow cards and corners."
Yeah, but the thing is, pulpit.
It's coming.
Where does it stop? You do it for corners. You have to start doing it for throw-ins.
It doesn't stop.
You have to start doing it for throw-ins. That'll happen, by the way, because what's going to happen is, they're bringing it in for corners because, because this is the thing. Where do you stop? Yeah, it's like fucking crack, mate. You can't stop.
You don't stop until there's nothing left.
Now they're going to do corners because people now score off corners, which should be corners. Then what else that happen is people will start, and this is already happening in the Prem. People will start scoring off long throws. And then that aren't throws, and they go, now we need to check throws.
You foot on the pitch a little bit, and it never stops.
Before you know it, where you are, you're checking everything, man.
We're gonna have to until I think it's gonna end with the clock being paused when the ball's out of play. That's where this ends, because that's the reason why it works in things like rugby and American football, because the clock isn't ticking while the things are being checked. Like they can take as long as they want.
But also rugby and NFL, NFL specifically, it is a stop-start sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got time to check it, because once you've got the fucking thing, you've got to.
That's what football will be.
Set up and that.
And then we'll have fucking adverts whilst there's checks going on and shit like that.
Football's not like that. Football's meant to be quick time.
Another thing about VAR this season that I've actually found like worse is like the fact that they've stopped showing us what the refs are looking at. Like, I don't like why are we not seeing anymore?
They don't trust you. You're not worthy of it, Joe.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
You're not worthy as a human to see a foul, even though you pay £150 a month for fucking Sky and TNT.
That to me,
I don't.
Yeah, I'll say I don't. I pay. I pay for a very.
You go in prison. You go in prison, and you're getting named and shamed.
I think the thing is like if they're not so insecure about us seeing what they're checking, they know that they're shit. Like that's the only way that they can. That's the only way that you can justify as an organisation to not show the fans.
I think they've done it for Joe.
It's because they know that what they're checking and what the outcome will be is not the same thing.
They don't want the commentators to give judgment on it live.
But the
Because if
commentators see it. The comms
they
see
don't
it.
want to commentators to sit there and discuss a
But
potential
we're not
really
worthy.
decision
We're not
of
worthy.
Gary
either
Neville,
side.
no, but we don't see it. But Gary Neville and
They
Martin
do see it,
Tyler
but they
see
don't.
it.
What you'll see is they don't ever really go fucking straight out and nail someone and say that's the wrong decision. They don't do that because they would if they could. They'll just
But they will afterwards, surely. Surely,
They'll
after,
sanitize it so they don't. They
but they
can't
won't see it. But they won't see it in the moment. But if the decision is bafflingly wrong, Gary Neville is still going to say after the fact that was a shit VAR
It is,
decision.
but not at a time when you're
it
still going
doesn't
through
stop the
the process, mate.
criticism.
They've sanitized it on purpose.
You know what they should do though, Pulpy, yeah? If they wanted this, yeah? After every game, you should be able to go on the Premier League website, click the match, and it should have every single VAR audio conversation that you can click on and listen to it. Every fan should be
go
able to
back
listen
to it.
to
Yeah.
every single, but they don't.
Oh,
they
mate,
don't
there'll be
trust
fucking
us.
10 letters a week being
They
written to
release the
people
ones
now,
that fit the narrative, don't they?
They
That's
release
it.
the ones that fit the narrative. That's
Yeah.
the truth. Fuck it up.
Which is the Scandinavian league that's ditched it?
Don't know, but shout out to them. It's a dead.
I'm sure someone in the chat will-
It's gonna take 2 or 3 of the
Sure,
biggest leagues in the
Scandinavian
world
league
to
has
drop
just
it
turned
for
around
it to
and said,
actually
"Nice,
go
done."
anywhere.
Oh yeah, by the way, and then have you seen this thing that they're trialing? Yeah, I was watching some under 21 tournament a couple of months ago. Yeah,
Shock.
bro, they're trialing. Yeah, they're trialing a manager appeals system. Yeah, where basically the manager gets like 2 appeals in the game.
I don't mind that.
Right, and what happens when the manager appeals it and they still make the wrong decision?
Then they lose their appeal.
But what happens if you
No,
appeal it,
the
you're wrong,
referee
then
makes the wrong decision. So
What
the
do you mean?
manager says that's a pen. They say, "All right, I'm reviewing it." The reviewer says it's not a pen.
Yeah, the problem isn't
Then they'd lose it. Yeah, it'd still be subjective though. Which
no,
is
you're
weird.
saying yeah. The point
Exactly,
isn't
yeah.
that
I
the
do get
referees are. The point isn't that managers have no say on what gets checked. The point is that even if it gets checked,
they could still make the wrong decision. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Fucking take it out of the hands of man. Fuck them off.
I just think
the problem is that it's so
automated
like
offsides and
Just offsides, goal line technology, and let the ref do the rest, man. I'm not.
it's
arsed
all
about it,
the thing
honestly.
is it's because it's all so deeply embedded now in like UEFA and FIFA. It's going fucking nowhere, is it? Like it's
Nah, they're all
until there's
fucking-
like it's going to
It
need
wasn't Swedish
multiple
league, by the
big
way. The
leagues
Swedish
across
league
all
got rid of
the
it, yeah.
continents to just sack it
And
off.
the thing is, well, if we are going to keep it, let's just start by fucking that TV off. Because what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Like once a season, yeah. Funny enough, it happened to us last week. Like once a season, a referee will
You
change
don't
the
go with
decision.
it. Yeah.
That's about 2 minutes a game that you can probably fucking get rid of.
Yeah, how was he not sent to the screen today, by the way, to make a subjective decision about the Gay tackle? Like, surely that's one that he'd need to look at to decide if he'd. But they didn't even fucking like give him the option, did they? It's a piss take, man.
Yeah. Well, let's do these chats and get out of here. Shout out Prodigal says Ibra, who used to hate football, who used to hate Pep and was a big Haaland, was as big as Haaland, used to work his ass off on the wings for him more than Haaland. Being big is no excuse for not pressing. Shout out Prodigal. Yeah, I agree. I seen clips of Cavani in his 30s fucking sprinting around. That guy was about 6'3", 6'4". Shout out MK says average score in 2016, first half 6-0, second half 0-6. Mint.
Great.
Shout out to Daniel says out of possession we don't have midfield. Rodri and Bernardo ain't athletic monsters no more. We need more creativity in midfield and better progression. Yeah, so you need someone to get stuck in. Kevin De Bruyne said it, didn't he, last year? Our midfield is soft. We need someone who can fucking put a tackle in. Yeah. Let's see if we do get that Anderson, man. Or we might get Wharton. Who knows? Big up Daniel. And shout out to Mon as well. It says Premier League page describing high foot fouls as a pick of Doku boot in Maka chest. Ironically, wasn't given as a foul. Important for 24 title. No City fan complain. Yeah, obviously City fan not going to complain about that. What would a City fan complain about that?
It was obvious, but I did think, yeah, exactly. We're not going to complain about it because it goes in our favour. But I think we can all agree it was probably a shit decision. Like,
Yeah, it was a
probably
bad
should've-
decision, yeah.
City
it should
fan
have.
complain about that.
It should have been like it's like.
Oh,
Rodri
damn,
should've
they
got
should have
sent
sent Doku off, man, and cost us the
Yeah.
fucking title.
Yeah,
What do you
Rodri-
expect
Rodri
City
should've
fans to
got-
start fucking moaning that Doku didn't get sent off? When
Damn,
he was in the league?
I wish
just
Liverpool
before-
won the league.
Just before he was subbed off today, Rodri should have obviously had a second
He
yellow
got so-
card,
yeah,
but
he should
didn't.
have done
And
it.
it's like, and like that's.
card today.
But it's like, but obviously we're not going to complain about it. But it still is factual that the refs are just getting stuff wrong for all teams, no matter what. It's
Is
just
his
that we-
discipline not a liability as well, Pulper?
Who's?
Rodri's should have been a red today.
Obviously.
Red against Bodo Glimt. Yellow cards every other game.
Obviously,
Sure.
yeah.
Should have called him out, man.
Yellow card,
Should have
yellow card merchant.
with the yellow card. He should have called him out, man.
The thing is, Rodgers should know better.
Exactly. So you should have called him out more than Kousnov because he should know better.
I said he should have been sent off. I said he was
Oh,
lazy
Rodri.
because he's tired. When you're exhausting your sides, you make poor errors, and he's done that twice. He's not match fit.
First.
Sweet. Anything
My
else,
phone's
boys?
gonna die, you know.
I have one
2%
quickly. So what we're doing when Diaz is fit?
Kousnov and Gay.
I would carry on with this for now. Ask the question when he's back in the team, when he's back in the squad proper. I know he's travel, so it'll be soon.
Apparently he's back for Liverpool, right?
So I stick with Gay and Haaland for Wednesday. See how they get on, and then make the decision for Liverpool. But I've not seen anything from them two to suggest that they shouldn't keep the positions. Not at the moment.
But arguably that they've been our two best players the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. Why are you putting him straight back in, Puppy?
Of course. No. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know because it depends. I think it depends on what happens in midweek.
Yeah, midweek's a big one, man. Can't lie. They can't be fucking that.
Then again, I don't know if I'd fancy putting Diaz in, who's obviously not the quickest, against the fucking Ekatike who's just going to try and rinse him.
No chance.
And he's not played with Gahey either.
You know what though? I'd set up similar to how we played against Arsenal at Emirates against Liverpool. I go there, sit back a little bit, and try and hit him on the fucking break. That'll probably work if Haaland doesn't get dropped. That'll probably help Haaland because he can just run in behind the defense, put balls.
I think Diaz will be on the bench against Liverpool. I just don't think Pep will put him straight back in after being out for a month, playing with somebody he's never played with before. When Kousnov and Diaz have been.
I'd also if Arsenal win on Saturday, they go 9 points clear. I think at that point, as a manager, you look at Anfield and go, we've won here 3 times in 39 games. Should I risk Diaz, who could get another injury for a game that we're probably not going to win with or without Diaz? Sorry to come across as negative there, but it's facts, isn't it? Do you risk a player where you could risk re-injury for a game that you probably don't win with or without Diaz anyway?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make much of a difference, like match winner vibes against Liverpool, is it?
That's what I'm saying. If he was like a player that I go, he could be the difference between us winning.
Yeah.
But we fucking had Diaz for the last 5 years and won fucking 1 game in COVID. We won 3 games in 39 there. So, yeah. At the moment, I wouldn't put him back in, but yeah, just see how it happens. See what goes on Wednesday, man. See what goes on Wednesday. All right, boys, man. Big up to Pulpit. Big up to Joe. Big up to Jay. These guys' links are in the description. Shout out to Steve Lewis. Shout out to Capone, who was on before. And I think that's it, yeah? Not missed anyone out there. No, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do one last time, Jay?
Go on.
I'm going to show you now what I'm going to do. Wait, can I even show you?
Is it gonna send me to bed in a bad mood?
No, I don't think so. Right, look at on the right-hand side, yeah?
What the fuck? Inception.
That's the same.
On the right-hand side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Stay. Yeah, we're done. Watch it go.
Now he's gone. It's time to delete the clip.
Delete it.
It's going to be so funny when he actually does that on his debut for Fulham.
Clip deleted. Never again you'll see that clip on the channel. Deleted from the channel. Been deleted.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Big up, lads. Catch you in the next one. See you later.